to the end zone. What a catch! Micaiah Todd, touchdown!
Into the layup, goes at the buzzer.
Wins it! The championship!
Welcome to beautiful Crampton Bowl in the heart of Montgomery, where tonight we have a key Class 6A Region 2 battle between the Dothan Wolves and the Thunderbirds at Park Crossing. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tommy Wood alongside Coach Rick Rhodes as we get set for a great matchup tonight. And, Coach, welcoming you in here for another week. And if we look at the hard luck teams in the HSAA, I think Park Crossing would probably be near the top of that list.
Well, they would certainly get my vote, Tommy. They're 0-3, but they could very easily be 3-0 right now.
They have lost it by a combined 13 points to go 0-3 and actually led at different points of the ball game. But, Coach, when you look at this ball game tonight, you look at these two teams, what are some players that we can expect to see that really are going to be big in this ball game?
Well, there's a lot of talent on both these squads. Let's start with this young man right here, number 2, Jamal Lane, has been over 200 yards passing in 2 of his 3 games this year. 3 TD passes against both Wetumpka and Eufaula. A real good one.
On the other side, trying to make the stops is an outstanding linebacker. We talked about this guy. He is a specimen in the linebacking corps.
Well, 6'3", 240, that's NFL size. He can move, a great hitter. I mean, you will see number 3 all over the field tonight.
He is a great defensive ball player, so going to be a lot of fun watching these two to go head-to-head tonight. And, Coach, in this ball game, we talked about a little bit off camera. Now let's talk about it on camera. Some of the keys to this ball game.
Well, you know, Dothan is an up-tempo offense. They like to throw the ball. They got to throw the ball well, but they're going to have to eliminate some big plays defensively. In their last 2 wins, they've given up 78 points, and that's usually not good enough to win. Park Crossing, they got to have more clutch plays, and they've got to eliminate mistakes. They have had a lot of penalties in their 3 losses. If they can do those 2 things, they've got a great chance to win tonight.
Those penalties, a lot of key areas and key times as well. When Park Crossing really making some clutch plays, that's a big key for them going into this ball game. That's a look at your Heritage Freight, warehousing, and logistic keys to the ball game. When we come back, we're looking at a kickoff time. The Wolves looking for a win in Region 2. And it's Park Crossing just hungry for a win on the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Buckhorn Bucks and the Wetumpka Indians. Stay with WOTM for all 4 weeks of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home of the AHSAA Super 7 live this year from Jordan Hare.
Dothan 2-1 on the air, taking on Park Crossing 0-3, and another warm night in Alabama. It's 93 here in Montgomery at Crampton Bowl as we get set for another hot night of high school football and what we expect to be a good game. Looking at Park Crossing as they come into the ball game, as we said, a tough luck team as they are 0-3. A good look there at Coach C.J. Harris in his first season.
Well, you know, as you said, Tommy, this is a team that very, very easily could be 3-0 right now. When I looked at the film of them, very talented bunch, a lot of speed, some good size. They definitely will be a factor tonight for sure. On
the other side, you got Dothan High School coach Smitty Grider, first season at Dothan High. Of course, they are a consolidated school between Dothan and Northview, and Coach Grider's been doing it 15 years, 113-50. But he's got his team off to a 2-1 start, falling in that first game to Clay Chalkville 37-14. The last 2 big wins over Wetumpka and Eufaula. Coach, that team from Dothan knows how to put points on the board.
Well, they really do. It's a very much of an up-tempo offense. Throw the ball extremely well, and of course, there's a lot of enthusiasm in the Wiregrass now. You know, for a single Dothan High School again, and of course, the football tradition there is rich, goes way back, and it'll be fun to see what he can put together right there. Proven winner, and of course, this is a key game tonight.
Class 6A Region 2 matchup tonight, Dothan. As they will be kicking off to open up the ball game, kicking off for Dothan. It will be number 88. And actually, I think he normally wears number 38, and that is going to be the kicker for Dothan is Brody Barrett, as he will be kicking off to open up this ball game. Back deep for Park Crossing looks to be number 4, Javier Taylor, as he hopes to get his hands on the ball. And we're about set to get this one underway at Crampton Bowl on this Thursday night edition, again, of the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations, right here on WOTM. Short kick, going to be taken at about the 18-yard line, across the 20 to the 25-30, and knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. On the return there, William Ford.
It's a really nice open field tackle right there to get this thing started by that young man. I think that's Myron Bell, senior defensive back.
Check that. Yes, you are right. And we'll get our first look at Jamal Lane. Or check that quarterback. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Jamal Lane. They had a shot of him there just a moment ago, and can't wait to see him.
We will see Jamal Lane, but not just yet. Yeah.
Javius Langford out there for Park Crossing, as the Thunderbirds will have it first down and 10 out at the 31-yard line. Motion man is Walker, and a penalty here early. And Coach, penalties have been a tough thing for this Park Crossing team all season.
Yeah, if you're a team that's trying to eliminate your mistakes and minimize penalties, this is not a good way to start.
Illegal procedure, and move it back 5 yards and take you to 1st and 15.
Yeah, these unforced errors are so frustrating to every head coach, and I'm sure that it's no different with that gentleman right there. That's Coach Harris urging his troops on.
Go by quarterback keeper around the right side, 30-yard line, got running room 35-40, 45 midfield, cuts it back there, and across the midfield stripe into Dothan territory, down to the 44-yard line goes Langford. A great run. You see the zone read there, Coach, and once he turns the corner, there is no one out here for Dothan.
Well, and I think a little bit of credit on this has to go to the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Braxton Tolliver, he had the left cornerback for Dothan about 20 yards downfield, just a great open field block.
Play for the Thunderbirds. Handoff this time, nowhere to go for Darrell Lewis. We'll check the starting lineups here for Park Crossing. Of course, Langford gets the start at quarterback. Darrell Lewis in the backfield on the carry there. Tolliver with a good block there on the first play. Also, you got Ford, Walker, Tatum, Lewis, Blanton, Williams, Smith, and Brown on the interior, as they will try to open up some holes in that Dothan defense here.
Well, and Lewis had 107 yards against St. Paul last week. He can really scoot.
Second down and about 12 for the Thunderbirds. As this time, keeping it again, going to the left side, running room, 40-yard line, and makes a tackle miss at the 35 rather, and spins his way down to about the 33-yard line. Good run again on the perimeter for Langford. Checking out the Wolf defense. First off on the front line, you got Lewis, Johnson, Utsi, and Gwynn, and also the linebacking core of Whitaker, Reese, Parrish, and in the secondary, Damus, Faison, Glenn, and Myron Bell.
Real good job that last time by Langford on the RPO. Read the edge defender really well, and they got a nice gain.
Give up the middle, great running room, 20-yard line, 15-10, breaks it outside and goes into the end zone. That is a Darrell Lewis in for a quick score for Park Crossing. Great run and great blocking up front by that front line.
Yeah, huge hole up front. And if you look at my notes right here, Tommy, I have written here, can really go. And I think that this is a pretty good example. That's a little wraparound block there by the right guard, number 72 for Park Crossings. That's David Villagomez that opens that thing up, and really very well executed. And that young man can take it to the house, I'll tell you.
Villagomez, only a sophomore, with a great block there. And into the end zone, and that's going to be the two-point conversion.
Nice
great start for Park Crossing, and he finds the big guy down in the end zone. And the touchdown catch made, or the two-point conversion, Curtis Perry, who's also a defensive lineman, able to haul it in for 2. So look back at this block, and you see Villagomez come around 72. You see him make the great seal block right there, and really untouched into the end zone. Great run, but great blocking up front. Now Darrell Lewis able to go in. This time rolls half to the right and then back. Finds his man in the end zone.
Yeah, this is going to be a little delay right there. Perry looked like he was out of practice early, delayed 2 counts on his block, and then just drifted right over the middle of the field. And great awareness, well-executed play, and of course he's wide open.
Coach, for a team looking for their first win, you couldn't ask for a better start.
No, you really couldn't. I mean, third play of the game, you pop clean for a long touchdown run and then get the 2-point conversion. I think that's the kind of momentum they're looking for, and it could be that the T-Birds have had enough of losing.
8-0 the early score. Park Crossing leading over Dothan here.
Get a good look there at Curtis Perry, 6'3", 255, a sophomore, and a pretty healthy looking sophomore. Had a big fumble recovery and return last week against St. Paul's. I'm sure he's a guy that you're going to hear a lot of over the years. Really a guy that has lots and lots of talent.
Yeah, that name needs to be etched down because I think you're going to see big things out of number 44. Now let's see if Dothan can answer on the other side.
Well, and we talked about the fact that Dothan had given up 38 points in their last 2 wins, or excuse me, 78 points in their last 2 wins, and of course, really didn't really slow down the Park Crossing offense on that series right there.
After 3 games, Dothan averages 39 points on offense and gives up 39 on defense, and that's usually not a remedy for success. But you look at it, and they're 2-1. Just able to outscore the last 2 opponents there.
But it's very difficult over the long haul to just keep outscoring people. It really gets tough.
Crossing to kick it away. Taylor, low end over end kick. Going to be taken. Going the other way is Faison across the 30 and to the 35-yard line. He'll go out of bounds just across the 35 or right on the 35. It'll be first down and 10. And first look at Jamal Lane, a senior, 6'1", 175, as he will lead the Wolf offense out onto the field.
Pretty prolific passer, as I said, has 6 TD passes in his last 2 games, and the Dothan offense is up tempo to say the least.
Come out, look like a pistol formation. Back behind Lane is White.
A little unbalanced line into the boundary to start out with.
Looks like a motion man, big lineman in motion there, going across, and it's going to be the give to the right side. Trying to get running room, 40-yard line out to the 43, maybe the 44-yard line. On the carry that time is Tybrius Webb. Here's a look at your Dothan offense. Lane at quarterback. You'll see White back there at tailback. And the wide receiver core of Fulmar, Macon, Barber, and Shackelford. Shackelford, his favorite target there. And the line of Willis, Cooper, Callio, Culver, and also Miller.
And that's big Nate Cooper that is the in-motion wingback. I wonder how many times that young man's gone in motion in his life.
Kind of bobbled there. Looks like he may have gotten away with it. Handoff on the right side, and first down picked up by Webb, as he'll pick up a gain of 4 and move the chains for the Dothan Wolves. Here's your defensive starters for Park Crossing. Interior, we talked about Curtis Perry, Jaden Jones, Rondé Henderson, and Gooden. Linebacker core of Williams, Rudolph, and Taylor. And in the secondary, Taylor, Wheeler, McGee, and Carthon. First down at 10 now.
Still with that unbalanced look into the boundary. The tight end is all the way over to the short side of the field, and what is normally a guard is your motion back.
They're just moving over there and going unbalanced, going right side, and to give again. And good yardage on first down. Looks like a gain of 9, close to 10 yards. And that is Webb just hammering his way on that right side.
Well, to be very simple about what the offensive structure is at this point, there's a lot more white shirts to the short side of the field than there are blue shirts. And there's just too many people over there and not enough Park Crossing defenders.
And you're not seeing the Thunderbirds really adjust to that unbalanced line. There's not been any kind of shift to try to balance it up. And, you know, again, you look, if you're Dothan, you're just going to keep hammering that right side and get the positive yardage.
Yeah, and a lot of teams, you know, when you put that kind of shift into the boundary, will just bump their second level defenders rather than shift their whole defense, because, you know, that sideline's that 12th defender, and you think, well, they don't have that long to go. We don't want to get shorthanded to the field where some real problems can happen. But they're going to have to make some kind of an adjustment right here, because Dothan is moving the ball pretty consistently with this offset formation.
A couple of first downs here early now, facing another first down, making it 1st and 10. And Dothan just, again, with 4 linemen over on the right side. You'll see them there on your screen in just a moment. And when you bring that motion guy over there, really you've got 5 guys over there just paving the way, and it's just an easy give on the right side.
Yeah, as I said, it's a numbers game, and Park Carson's got to find a way to get a little extra help over that side.
You see Perry kind of sliding out this time to try to combat that unbalanced line. You see him, he was more of a 3 technique a moment ago. Now he's moved out pretty much head up the tackle or in that gap, it looks like.
Yeah, it's still 6 to one side, 5 to the other, but there's a lot more than 6 to the short side of the field for Dothan. So we'll see.
Same formation. Lane gives it, tries to break it back to the near side, and nope, Park Crossing defense is there. Good stop that time. Gooden leads the way. Also getting up from the bottom of the pile, number 26, Joshua Rudolph.
Yeah, real good penetration by Gooden that time. The big defensive lineman really almost takes the handoff from the quarterback and just nowhere to go.
So stop there. Looking at third down. It looks to be about 4 yards to go, needing to reach the 41-yard line of Park Crossing. We'll go back to more of a conventional set. Now 3 wideouts you see split to the right there. One comes to the left, and we may see Lane take it to the air, and he does. Drop back. Got pressure, rolls right in trouble, and he's going to go down. Park Crossing defense all over that. Perry leads the way. Also again in it is Gooden in there to make the stop.
He's going to try to run a double post route down the middle, but you can see a great inside pass rush move right there by Gooden. Just really runs over the left tackle right through his inside shoulder, and that's going to be the end of that drive.
So it's 4th down and 11. Looks like Odom to punt the football away.
Tommy, that is called.
High snap over his head. Back inside the 25-20, and he's just going to have to fall on it back at about the 17-yard line. Again, Park Crossing with another huge break here early.
Well, I think we had one of those either last week or the week before, and I said maybe it could have been caught. That is not the case with this one. That looked like a fly ball off the right field wall right there. That was, you know, if you're going to snap it over, snap it way over, and you know, that was our motion.
Yeah,
our motion
guy.
Guard, Nate Cooper. Maybe all that running got him a little too much energy going here early in the ball game. But nevertheless, a huge break for Park Crossing, and there could not be in better field position.
Thunderbirds lead by 8. Chance to add to that now. Good look at Langford as he brings the offense back out. 1st down and 10 at the 17-yard line. Langford on the give. Up the middle, inside the 15. He'll be stopped there. That is Lewis on the carry. He'll pick up a couple. 2nd down and 8. And we welcome them into the Metro Goals red zone. Of course, Metro Goals, a Helena, Alabama-based company specializing in manufacturing sports equipment for over 40 years. Phone number to call, 205-664-0002. Whether you're looking for residential, parks and rec, or schools, again, the name to remember is Metro Goals.
Good folks.
On 2nd down, steps back. Pass is tipped, but still caught, breaking a tackle to the 5 and into the end zone for Park Crossing. That is going to be Ford as he takes it to the house, and a quick 14-0 lead for the Thunderbirds.
Well, this is great concentration by Ford. This is another RPO, and there's no flat defender for Dothan at all. It was easy pickings, but the ball's tipped to the line of scrimmage, but he's still going to have great concentration. He's going to one-hand this thing and pull it down and run untouched into the end zone.
Got a hand on it, but it comes down, and Ford knows what to do with it when he gets the football, turns the corner, and into the end zone, and quickly it's 14-0 with 6:44 left here in the first.
You know, I don't think Coach Grider can be very happy at all with the defensive effort that he's gotten so far from the Wolves. Really not many people chasing the football. Really look a little sluggish right now.
2-point conversion again. The give is up the middle, and I'm not thinking he got there. Good effort that time by Henderson. But he is stopped shy of the goal line, so 14-0 with 6:44 left here in the first.
6:44 remaining in the first.
Great start for Park Crossing. Again, it all started just the snap over the punter's head, and he has to hustle back and just get on it back at the 17-yard line. That got it started. Then the quick pass. Again, partially deflected at the line, but Ford with great hand-eye coordination pulls it in, turns the corner, and goes into the end zone.
Well, there you see the RPO. There's no flat defender, and really very poor tackling, both by the angle and frankly, the effort right there. And as I said, I know Coach Grider can't be very happy about the way this one has started.
Again, Dothan comes in 2-1. Park Crossing 0-3, hungry for that first win. And they have led in every game except the first one. The last 2 games, they have had points in the game where they have led. And I think they have not been up by this margin yet this season. Short kick going to be fielded and dropped. Now it's on the turf. They battle for it and going to be recovered at the 23-yard line. Finally getting on it there. That's face on.
Yeah, really fortunate to get on that one. That ball was was bouncing around. There are a lot of blue shirts around. Good coverage by Park Crossing, and Dothan has to answer.
Down 14, 6.5 minutes left in the first period. Lane brings the Wolves back onto the field. He's got White back there with him. He'll try to get something going offensively. First down and 10. Split outs are either way. Lane steps back, throws the deep ball, got a man, overshoots him. That's good coverage out there at about the 45-yard line for Park Crossing, and that is Carthon. As he is step for step, brings up a second down and 10.
Yeah, he really does a great job of disrupting the route. You know, the thing the receiver is going to try to do there is stack that defender and get behind him on the fade route, but Carthon would have none of it. You can see that he is what's called in phase, folks. And he's right there and disrupts the timing of the route, and just a really good job by that young man.
Second down and 10. Dothan just trying to get a positive play here. 3 wideouts left, now 1 in motion to the far side. As Barber goes that way. Pass is out there, knocked away, picked off, intercepted, taking it to the house the other way. A pick and score for Jaden Taylor as he takes it into the end zone, and a 20-0 lead for the Thunderbirds.
Well, he is the strong safety, and as the route dispersed, I mean, he never moved. He sat on that route the entire time. Saw the quick route, broke on it. Actually, on the long arm action, it was really there, really before the ball was there. And you can see he's right there. The ball's tipped. He's Johnny on the spot and takes that thing in. And I'm not saying that everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for the Dothan Wolves so far, but pretty close.
You're looking at a Park Crossing team that averages 13 points a ball game. They have 20 in the first half of the first quarter. Things are going right for the Thunderbirds. They'll go for the 2-point conversion here.
And they look very, very crisp.
Langford flips it in the end zone. Got a man. Catch is made, and that is Walker for the 2-point conversion, and it's a 22-0 lead.
Well, that's the old sprint out flood route. 1 man short, 1 guy deep, and then run the corner route, and the corner was wide open for the 2-point play. This is just a little combination route with a quick out right there, and as we said, the strong safety right there, Jaden Taylor, he's right where he's supposed to be, and that ball's tipped and very alert, and the end result is he's in the end zone.
He read it well, and again, the quarterback, Lane, never took his eyes off of the intended receiver, and he just broke in front of him and just took it to the house. A huge play for Park Crossing.
You know, the thing you try to do from an offensive standpoint is always push that secondary deep to where you've got some room to work underneath, and that time really the entire Park Crossing underneath coverage just sat on those underneath routes, and nobody sat better than Jaden Taylor.
22-0 our score. This is the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix.
Kickoff, Javier Taylor for Park Crossing. He's getting his work out here early.
And I would say that the Dothan High Wolves need an answer.
This time, about the 15-yard line, across the 20, 25, 30. And through the defender there, across to about the 34-yard line. It's Barber on the return there.
You know, Tommy, just kind of looking at the body language of the Dothan team and on the kick coverage right there, there weren't a lot of white shirts trying to engage blue shirts right there. And I got a feeling it's not going to be too long before Coach Greider is going to have a little motivational talk for his squad because, frankly, they look pretty flat right now.
They really do, yeah. And that's the thing. It's kind of surprising is they come in with, the 2-1 record, a big region game here, and could stay in first place, but a very slow start.
Right, back to that unbalanced look that they showed early in the game.
This time the give to the weak side. Nothing to do there. And again, Jaden Jones to make the stop for the Thunderbirds. So brings up 2nd down and long.
Yeah, Park Crossing got into a bare front, covered the guards and the center, and blitzed the field side linebacker, disrupted the blocking scheme, and just not much room to run.
2nd down and 10. For Dothan, they've got to, again, coming into this ball game, averaging 39 points a ball game, but they have really struggled here early. Unbalanced to the right side. They'll bring the motion man over there as well. And flag comes in from the far side, and I believe this is going to again go against Dothan as well.
I think the right side moved before the snap. I could be wrong. We'll see.
Official's about to give us that one. And actually offsides against Park Crossing.
Like I said, Park Crossing was offside. So
run that back. Let's see what he said. So they will get 5 that way. Brings up a 2nd down and 5 after the penalty, and they stick with the unbalanced line. When we say unbalanced line, you basically got an extra blocker on the right side, and then as you see, you bring the motion man over there, Cooper, and they'll run that way, hand off, but not a lot of room, maybe fighting his way close to the 40-yard line. As we talked about Park Crossing needing to make an adjustment early, and Coach, what's it look like? Look like they have found, they've got more people on that side of the football, and starting to come up with some stops.
Yeah, what they've done is they've gone, as I said, to a bare front where they're covering both guards in the center, and they've adjusted their safeties over slightly as well.
Snaps through the legs, back and going to recover it back at about the 21-yard line. Another botch snap, and Lane was not ready for it, and a huge loss, and now punting time again for Dothan. He's just not ready for the snap, and it goes down around the ankles, and nobody else moves. Lane goes back and does get on it.
You don't know whether there was a snap count issue there. I mean, the ball was down and away, but we've seen worse that quarterbacks have caught. So, again, just another just a little bit sluggish play.
And if you're Odom back there, you're nervous. Another movement. It's going to be another 5 yards against Dothan as they jumped on every side except for the snap. Well, actually, they're going to move them off sides against Park Crossing.
Tommy, I'm not saying nothing this time.
Me and you both have been, we're 0 for 2.
I'm not officiating anymore.
Yeah, we are 0 for 2 here early.
Until the next flag, and then I'll try it again.
But after the big loss, it's still 4th down and 14, so still going to have to punt the football away. Cooper going to snap it back there to Odom. Last snap was airmailed. This one, good snap. Odom almost had it blocked. Does get it out of there. It's going to be fielded. Breaking tackles 45 midfield and into Dothan territory on the return that time. This is Taylor. Great field position again for the Thunderbirds.
Well, and, you know, kind of in the same thing we talked about. If you look at the return right there, there are about 4 or 5 white shirts standing right around the return, and just kind of watched him run by. I'm sure Coach Grider is a little bit perplexed by all this right here, and of course, you know, I'm the analyst. Well, my analyst right now is that Dothan needs to stop.
Langford, who's back there behind him, he'll take. Quick hitch on the outside. Catch is going to be made, making the first man miss, and then falling forward is going to be Walker. Gain a couple to about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, it's a nice job on the edge. The corner, you know, sets the edge, forces it back to the safety of that young man. He makes a very nice open field tackle and hold that to a minimal gain.
He's trying to get Walker out there in space. Play there. All as you can see on the far hash. 2nd down and 8. Langford on the give, right side, nothing. Maybe falling forward for a yard is Lewis. But the Dothan defense, I think they realize, Coach, they've got to come up with a stop here.
Yeah, they tried to wrap the left guard that time, and a really good job by the Dothan interior to just seal that thing off and just know where to run with the football.
Play in there. 44, and that is Jordan Harris. Langford, 3rd down and 7. They'll empty out the backfield. Then in motion. And the give on the speed sweep is fake. Now coming out here to the 40-yard line and drop there. We got a flag comes tumbling in back at the 45-yard line.
And that was the quarterback counter off the speed sweep. Pretty well executed, but a nice job of recovering late by the Dothan defense. Usually that's a hold when you get a flag in that area, but we'll see.
Fisher Parrish on the stop. And it is going to be a holding call against Park Crossing.
Be nice to get one right here tonight, Tommy, before the.
Well, I think I snuck and saw. I think I saw a quick indication there. So they will move it back, and we will replay third down. Again, just the Park Crossing yet to punt in the ball game. They have pretty much dialed everything up right here with 2:36 left in the first period. As you see there, a 22-0 lead. C.J. Harris liking what he sees so far.
He's got to be a happy man right now.
Langford got pressure, sets up the screen. Making the first man miss midfield, 45-40. Far side, got his first down, a whole lot more inside the 30 and down to the 27-yard line is Lewis.
Well, Dothan came with a blitz to the left side of your screen, and they twisted. And this is really a perfect call against that. You see those blue shirts get out in front of the screen, and I tell you, that young man right there, he can go. Darrell Lewis, he knows how to pick him up and lay him down, and watch him get to that open space and then get north and south again right there and pick up an extra 8-9 yards.
Get the call on the right side, take it inside the 25-yard line down to the 23, and I think you said it right there, Coach. He is a north-south runner. I mean, he's not a lot of dancing around. He is upfield.
Yeah, and, he's only 5'9", 145, but you can tell he knows how to run football. And he was impressive in the film I looked at, and he's certainly been impressive tonight. What a good call on that screen, on that long yardage play.
He'll pick up 3, makes it 2nd down and 7. Now in the backfield for Park Crossing is Bradley May. 2nd down and long, motion man. They fake it, stepping back, throwing deep, got a man down there and cannot connect. He tried to find Ford in the end zone, and I think Ford was expecting it inside, and Langford throws it a little bit outside.
Well, yeah, and they show the quick screen off of the fake right here, but there's a wheel route coming from the inside to the outside, running right down the right side of your screen right here. That's the inside receiver that wheeled down the bottom of the numbers. Very well executed by Park Crossing, and a really heads-up play by the corner on that side to deny the score.
3rd down and 7. Got to be a 2-down territory here for the Thunderbirds. The 22-0 lead. Split outs either way. May in the backfield. He'll shift over to the left side. This time Langford going to give it to May. He tries the right side, hit right at the line, falls forward to the 21. And he'll be shy of the first down. Going to bring up a 4th down now. A great defensive play here to shed the blocker and then just wrap those legs up, and you can't go very far without any legs.
No, that's a really nice job by Preston Whitaker, the senior linebacker. He read those pullers from his right linebacker position, just got in their hip pocket just like you're supposed to, and you can't draw it up much better than that. Really nice play by that young man.
4th and 5, and a very big play right now for this Dothan defense. If they can get off the football field here.
It's the biggest play of the game so far for Dothan.
We'll go with a 3-man front. Langford shotgun set, steps back, looks, throws, catches made inside the 10. Ball pops loose and recovered down at about the 3-yard line. The knee was down back at the 9-yard line, but Walker on another big catch and a big first down for Park Crossing.
Well, Dothan is going to drop 8 in coverage, but inexplicably there's nobody in the hook zone, the seam area at all, and that's right where Park Crossing threw the slant route, and of course it was wide open.
Into the Metro Goals red zone, and Langford in trouble. Gets away from 2 defenders. Now he's going to turn the corner to the 10 and going to be drilled down at about the 8-yard line. That's a big hit out there by Whitaker as he'll bring him down. That time Langford rolled out, got past the initial wave, but he couldn't shake Whitaker, and he puts a pop on him.
Yeah, just nowhere to go. Really good coverage downfield, and that's what your safety is supposed to do. He's supposed to be able to, that's what one of your linebackers should do in coverage. Secondary contained guy.
March to the other end and pick it up in the second period as we head into the second with a 22-0 Park Crossing lead here on the HSA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
Period belongs to Park Crossing, leading 22-0 over Dothan. As we head to the second frame, of course, don't forget Metro Goals Red Zone. Metro carving a niche in Birmingham by installing basketball goals for individuals as well as schools and commercial accounts. About 2,000 goals a year. They not only manufacture and install them, but also batting cages, football goalposts, volleyball, and a whole lot of other sports. They got bleachers and all that good stuff. So, again, check them out, Metro Goals, 205-664-0002.
And one very important set of goalposts for the old Birmingham Thunderbolts years and years ago.
Don't forget the Thunderbolts.
Good people. They'll take care of you.
Came back out and looked like we were about to get things rolling. May have called another timeout to get a little more time to look at it here. Facing 2nd down and 7. Park Crossing leading by 22. I said Dothan's, they just got to find a way to make a stop. You know, it's one of those things that it seems like they can make a couple plays in a row, but then all of a sudden you got the Thunderbirds. When it's that one of those money downs, as they call it, they seem to keep coming through.
Well, they've really been very versatile in their attack. You know, it's a run-pass option, RPO-based type of offense, and they've executed it very well tonight.
This time Langford's going to come back in the shotgun, and on his right side you see Lewis, and there's May on the left side. We'll go to May around the right corner, needs a block, slips through to the 5-yard line. He'll pick up a couple of yards. Going to set up a 3rd down.
It's Preston Whitaker again on the tackle. He's been very, very active tonight. I thought Fisher Parrish, the safety, was going to be right there to make the play at the line of scrimmage, but just get outrun for another 3 or 4 yards and brings up his 3rd down and goal.
Mark it at the 5-yard line. May checks out. Back into the ball game is Ford. 3 receivers now flood the left side, and here comes Langford. Flips it out in the end zone. Man is all alone. Touchdown. Goodness, Ford was wide open. No one within 5 yards of him. Park Crossing on the board again.
Well, it was. I'll be darned if I know what the coverage was, Tommy. I mean, this is a little quick out, and Ford is going to run to the corner, and there's not a defender that goes with him. I mean, all 3 defenders to the right side of your screen just level out about 2 yards of the line of scrimmage, and somebody had to have that deep area right there, but just completely unnoticed. And you know, it's still early, but you know, 11-16 to go in the second quarter. That's really early, but it's also 28-0. And sure, this is not the way Dothan saw this thing going.
Keeper left side and walking into the end zone for Park Crossing. That is going to be number 88. We do not actually have him on a roster here, but that's 2 points more and 30-0. Park Crossing just dominating here early.
Yeah, got in a little tight bunch set there and sealed the defense very, very nice with the outside 2 guys, and then the inside receiver on the bunch kicked out on the outside defender, and just a huge gaping hole, and very well executed by Park Crossing. Going to see just the tail. Oh, this is the touchdown pass. This is just a corner route. Yeah, you can see he's out to practice early, and there's nobody near. Now watch to the right of your screen. Watch the down blocks right here and the kick out block here by big 35.
Great block.
Nice little inside cut right there. And, I guess something's going wrong for Park Crossing tonight, but I'll be darned if I can think of a time. So far, they look like the 67 Packers.
Well, let me ask you this: if you're down 30-0, you're Coach Smitty Grider. What do you say to your team right now, just to get them on the right track? I mean, you're down by 30. early in the second quarter.
Well, somehow you've got to rally the troops. I mean, you've got to get their attention. It looks from our vantage point, which certainly is a lot different than his, that the effort, any time that you got a question effort here, you got real problems. So, he's got to address that, and then they just need to drive. They need to, get some consistency and get a score, get it down to a 3-score game, and it's kind of like how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Well, they got a big elephant right now.
Picks up the kick at about the 10-yard line, out to the 20, and close to the 25-yard line is Barber. And I think if you're Coach Grider, you just win a play.
Yeah.
You got to win one play and then move to the next and try to get something to build on here, because the wheels have come off here early, and you've got to find a way to climb back in this thing.
Well, without a doubt, and again, I don't mean to be critical, but I mean it is what it is, and there's just a lot of white shirts out there that are spectators at this point, and it's just got to change for them to get back in this ball game, and I'm sure that gentleman right there knows it as well as anybody that this is not the ball club that he's had, and they're going to do everything they can to get it turned around.
Jalen White trying to get the offense going. They'll go with a diamond set on the left side. Going to quick pitch on the outside. Catch is made and picking up a couple of yards. It's going to be Barber.
A nice pursuit inside out to hold that thing to a marginal gain.
Williams over there to make the play. And as we said, 6'3", 220. Good looking specimen for a linebacker there. Second down and 7. Back to the run game. Little running room on the outside. 30, 35. Picks up a first down to about the 38-yard line. That's kind of what Dothan needs. Settle things down a little bit. Get a few first downs. And you got Webb who finds the corner. Again, just some positive yardage. Hold on to the football and see if you can churn out a few first downs and get things going back in the right direction. It'll be Webb left side. Planks forward for a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
Well, and I'm sure that what Coach Grider's trying to do right here is just to get some consistency and to control the ball a little bit, try to get those positive yardage plays on first and second down, and get this momentum. Wearing a white shirt for a little while.
You got a huge offensive line. It may have been the challenge over on the sideline. Hey, we're going to get behind you, and we're going to go as far as you take us. And we've got to find some consistency running the football, and it's moving on the interior back, and that's going to be offsides. That time they brought down Perry at nose guard, and he just misread the snap there, and into the neutral zone he goes, and that's going to be a 5-yard gain for Dothan on the offsides.
You should like tell those nose guards that there's been 0 plays in the history of football since 1869, by the way, that have started without the ball being snapped.
Exactly. You're the closest one.
And, that's kind of a tendency you can bank on there, buddy.
Yeah. You got the best view of all. Clock rolling, 9:35 left here in the first half. 30-0 the score. Now a second down and 3. Lane back to pass, rolls out. He's going to dump it off short and not able to hang on. A little bit behind his intended receiver, Barber. Tried to one-hand it, and it's going to set up a 3rd down and 3.
There's good pressure coming from the left side of your screen, and this is a bust right here as the left guard and the left tackle really just turn big number 93 Bernard Gooden loose from Park Crossing, and just completely destroyed the timing of that play.
We're down to 3. We'll see if the Wolves can churn out another first down here. 3-man front you see from Park Crossing. Give it, and not a lot of room there. Crosses the 45, but looks to be shy of the first down by, it looks like about a yard and a half, 2 yards. Dothan with a decision here. That looks like they may be bringing in the beef. Brought in some extra linemen. They're going to line up and go for it here.
I think you go for it here, obviously. You got nothing to lose.
4th and 2, and you see 5 blockers on the right side, and Thunderbirds said, hey, let's talk about this one. 8:53 left in the first half. They'll burn the timeout, leading by 30 in this 4th down and 2. So we'll take the timeout and come back with more. This is the HSA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Buckhorn Bucks and the Wetumpka Indians. Stay with WOTM for all 4 weeks of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home of the AHSAA Super 7 live this year from Jordan Hare.
What's lurking under your home? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions will help you with the best plan to keep your home safe. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Another timeout. Well, they came back out, and Jamal Lane didn't like what he saw, so he'll burn a timeout. Kind of tells you the importance of this play here. 4th down and 2. Dothan needs to get things going here, but so far they've just not been able to get anything going. So a big 4th down and 2. As we look back at this 30-0 lead, it started early. Lewis goes in, untouched.
First by him.
Then right here, just not a lot of great tackling. And again, you look at Ford, he knows how to get in the end zone. Then the pick 6. Crossing off and running there. And then, as you said, Coach, first one out to practice, and they find him in the end zone. It's been a good start for Coach C.J. Harris.
And you know, we've talked about the other side of the ball, but Park Crossing has looked really sharp. I mean, they've taken advantage of every opportunity. Any mistake they've turned into points, and that's what you look for.
Big 4th down play here. 4th and 2. They'll go with that diamond set over on the far side. They'll take it and throw the fade back to the near side. Coverage is there, incomplete. That is good coverage out here. Nowhere to put that football, and now it's going to be Park Crossing football, stopping only 4th down play there.
Yeah, just force that fade route into the sideline, just like you want. And even if the ball had been caught, it had been out of bounds. You know, that's always a tough call when you in a 4th down situation, because it's a one-shot deal. Dothan puts all their receivers but one into the boundary, try to get the one-on-one coverage, but you can see never was able to get clear of the coverage to that side, and just a very well defended play again. And you can see the frustration on that young man's face, Jamal Lane, the Wolf quarterback.
Good coverage that time by DeMarcus Harris. He's able to climb the ladder. It's 1st down and 10, Park Crossing.
Dare I say here, partner, that a stop here is imperative for the Dothan defense?
Handoff goes to the right side, and they'll get a stop there on 1st down. Good play in there by number 21, Fisher Parrish. Unable to turn the corner was Crockett. It's 2nd down and long for the Thunderbirds.
They haven't had many of those today.
I tell you, Dothan's defense continue to need to come up with some way to stop them. Park Crossing, like I said, it seems like they can make a couple of plays in a row, but then from crunch time, they're not able to make the stop. That's a good pop in the middle right there. Good play in there by number 92. That is Condry of Dothan.
Chevrolet Condry, a big interior lineman. Good pursuit right there. And as they try to run that zone play back to the field, Condry would have none of it.
So 3rd down and 9. Dothan D trying to get off the field here.
Now, Park Crossing has made a living in these situations by going back to the RPO and throwing the ball somewhere around the hash areas. Let's see if they do it again.
Langford rolls out to the left side, throws it out in the flats. Catch is made. Oh my goodness, what a pop out there, and a flag comes in. Let's get the indication there, but that was a big pop in there by Dothan, and that's going to be number 5, Donald Glenn, and it's an eligible man downfield for Park Crossing.
Well, that is by far the hit of the day for the Dothan defense right there. This is a little sprint out, and he's got a receiver in the flat, but great inside-out pursuit right there, and that's just how you teach it.
Just run through him, put the helmet on the football, and shake it loose. And it was a Great hit out there. 7:26 left in the first half. You see Park Crossing leading by 30 here at Crampton Bowl. After the penalty, it's 3rd and 14.
Penalty is 5 yards, 3rd and 14.
Langford, receiver either side. He'll take the snap, hand it off left side, running room, slips down. He makes that cut right there, and I believe that Crockett continues to run for a while. He had green grass but tripped up.
Well, they do a great job. You look at the right side of your screen, you can see there's nothing but blue shirts out there. And you know, if he could have gone one-on-one with the safety right there, he might have taken that to the house. But tripped up by the turf monster and brings up this 4th down and 5, if I'm reading it correctly.
Big 4th down play here. 3 wideouts go to the right, 1 comes to the left. Langford at quarterback. Crockett back there with him. Now he'll slide out in slide formation. So empty the backfield. Now Crockett goes against the formation to the other side. Back is Langford, looking, in trouble, escapes. Gonna throw it deep, got a man down there, and they could not connect. His man was a step or 2 behind, but they could not get together, and now they turn it over on downs. And you look at Langford there, he was under some serious pressure, Coach.
Well, 2 things here. He's going to take a big pop at the end, but you can see number 8 for Park Crossing crossing in the middle of the field. He's wide open earlier, but because the quarterback is flush, he's not able to plant his feet and deliver that football. That would have been another big gain right there, and then, of course, the hit and the pressure later. So a stop for Dothan.
So a 4th down stop a few moments ago for Park Crossing. 4th down stop for Dothan. And it's Wolves football back at about the 41-yard line. Going left to right here. Lane on the give, nothing in the backfield. Great penetration by Gooden. He tracks down White in the backfield, nowhere to go, and a big loss, and now 2nd and long.
Well, again, Dothan tries to pull their left guard, and when they do, Gooden reads it, gets right in his hip pocket, and runs that thing down from behind, just like you're supposed to. Got to seal that backside. It's pretty tough to do when a defender penetrates as well as that young man did right here. Boy, he's a good-looking player, isn't he? 6'1", 245. He's just a junior.
A lot of plays here early. It's time. Lane rolls out left, got pressure. Going to try to just step out of bounds, nowhere to go, and he'll lose yardage back to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that was a Rondé Henderson that, I mean, came through clean. Nobody even touched him through the A-gap right to the right of the Dothan center, and really the play was over before it ever started.
You know, you got Henderson, can really move for a big guy. Heat timeout on the field. Let's take the break. Here on the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Did you know that suicide is the 2nd leading cause of death for ages 10 to 24? It is also one of the leading causes of preventable death in our nation. It is time we all start to talk more about youth suicide and how we can change these statistics. My name is Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama, and I'm working with the Jason Foundation and the AFCA to address this serious national health issue. Visit jasonfoundation.com to learn what you can do to help prevent youth suicide.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
That's a very tough sideline to be on right now with Coach Smitty Grider. They're trying to find something to build on offensively, and Dothan has been unable to really get anything of substantial significance on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, you know, no matter what offense you're in, it all comes down to what happens up front. And they've really had a very difficult time with the schemes from Park Crossing. There's been lots of blue shirts that have come clean. Park Crossing's done a good job of mixing up their fronts.
3rd and 18. They'll run the shovel pass up the middle. There's some running room across the 40, 45, and out to the 48-yard line. Ball pops loose, and then it's going to be picked up, or they will mark it down. The officials trying to figure out exactly where the ball is down, and I believe it may have been down before they did pop loose the first time. And here he comes as he is hit. So the ball squirts loose, and then there's just a mass scramble. Look right here and see when it pops loose. It came out.
It comes out early, but I do believe it's going to be called
They have
down.
whistled it down, yeah, they did. So they'll mark it down at the 49-yard line, and it's 4th down and 2.
Now here's a question for you, okay? That last shovel pass right there, is that a whoopee pass or is it the Utah pass?
I just always call it a shovel pass. Utah's what I've always heard.
Well, no, you see, you're wrong because we're east of the Mississippi River.
Oh, okay.
If we were west of the Mississippi, it would be called a Utah pass because Lee Grosscup is the one that invented that in the western part of the United States. I'm sure you remember Lee quite well.
Well, I'm sure I do, but his name escapes me. This is why I like having you around. See, I get educated every Thursday. So making it 4th down and 2. So we saw the ball pop loose, but they ruled the knee down before it came loose. So really a break for Dothan is they keep possession here. Now they got a chance to go for it here on 4th and a couple. All right, we'll go with the whoopie pass this time.
There's the whoopie right there. Nice concentration, very well blocked.
You see right there, the hand.
It looks like it pops it, but nevertheless, we got a 4th and 2.
Here we go, 4th down and 2. Dothan needing to get something going. They'll try the right side, and he's going to fight through and get the first down.
I think that ball may
They're
have come
saying
out.
it came loose
May have
again.
come out again.
The officials are separating them. Let's see. I believe they may have marked Barber down again, and that's good for a 1st down.
Yeah, well, you know, this is the off-tackle power play right here. Nice job of leading through right there by big number 33 for Dothan. That is Malik Williams, all 6 foot 235 of him.
It's 1st down and 10 for Dothan inside park crossing territory. Lane back, throws a crossing pattern, can't connect. Tried to find Barber there. And it is incomplete, brings up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, good pressure again by Park Crossing is going to destroy that little crossing route. I tell you, the Thunderbirds have made a living out of outside fakes and inside moves on the pass rush. They've beaten blockers to the inside in pass protection almost at will tonight.
Dothan really a couple of plays in a row where fumbles could have been called and it could have been disaster for them, but they do keep the drive alive. Now face 2nd down and 10 with just over 5 minutes left in the 1st half. Trying to get something established offensively. Lane takes it, confusion in the backfield and motion. I believe that's going to be to White. I believe he was leaning forward from tailback position, and they'll get him for 5 yards. That will make it a 2nd down and long now. You see right here, White starts leaning, falling, and also it looks like may have moved somebody moved up front as well.
In the Canadian League, we would have been fine.
No one would have said a word.
Yep.
But 2nd down and 15 to go.
I don't think Coach Grider's a very happy man right now, and I can certainly understand why.
Tell you what, of all the places to be, I think the locker room for Dothan would be my least favorite at this point.
Be a good place, good time to go to the concession stand.
2nd down and 15, movement again. We'll try a little swing pass out here. Movement over on the far side, and I believe it could have been on the defense jumping in the neutral zone there that forced the offense to move.
Just don't know whether they were drawn or, but we're going to find out here pretty quick.
And we'll go take those 5 yards back up. So back to where we were a couple minutes ago. Inside the 50 at the 47-yard line.
Well, it hasn't been pretty, but Dothan does have a drive going.
Back to 2nd down and 10. This time Lane drops back, flips it out here. Catch is going to be made. Slips the first tackle, hit the 2nd time, and then drug down right at the midfield stripe. They try to find Barber out here to get him in space, and you got to credit those Thunderbird defenders because pursuit was definitely on their side that time. They had 3 or 4 defenders out there chasing them around.
Park Crossing is going to bring an interior blitz, and there's straight man coverage on the outside. But if you look right here, if you look at Jaden Taylor, he misses the tackle initially, but he gets up off the ground and is able to hustle his way to making that play for a very, very short gain. And, you know, When all is said and done, the most important thing in football is effort. And that was great effort on that play right there by that young man.
3rd down and 13. Lane is back to pass. Going to throw it deep down the middle. Got a man down there. Catch is going to be made. 10-5 touchdown. That is going to be Barber who hauls it in. He gets behind the secondary and finds his way into the end zone, and Dothan is on the board.
Well, they caught Park Crossing in 2 deep safeties, and they split both of them with that young man right there. And this is really a very well thrown ball by Lane. It's just right on the money. You can see the ball's between the 2 safeties and just out of the reach of Jalen Carthen, Park Crossing safety. And boy, if there's anybody that needed a big play, it's this bunch right here, and it makes this job a little bit easier. Still a long way to go for the Wolves, but man, what a nice looking pass.
30-6 our new score, 3:35, and on for the extra point. It's going to be Barnett, and he puts it up and through there. So 30-7, 3:35 left here in the first half. Park Crossing in command, but you look how Lane just drops a dime right in there, in between the 2 safeties, and a great catch and concentration by Barber. And he finds his way into the end zone.
Yeah, that really is great concentration by Barber to pull that thing in. And as we said, that's just what the doctor ordered.
So 3:35 left. Park Crossing giving up some points there. Let's see if Dothan can continue to climb back in this thing.
Well, you know, when things aren't going away, you just got to keep playing and look for that spark, and we'll see if that's the spark that that Dothan was looking for.
Then a play at the time, and Coach Grider pleased with that. Barnett to kick it off. Warm night here in Montgomery. About 93 at kickoff. Hasn't cooled down much since then.
I guess fall weather's out there somewhere, Tommy.
One day we'll get it. Back to return is going to be Taylor. You see him there. Short kick, though, going to be taken by one of the up men, 30-yard line. Breaks it back outside 35, and that's May who will bring it out to the 37-yard line. First down and 10 now for Park Crossing.
Well, you want to make it real interesting right here from a Dothan standpoint. Get a quick stop, get the ball back, get another drive, and if you score again before half, now it's a 2-touchdown game.
All of a sudden, that's right back in in the wheelhouse there, and you're right in there with them.
So this is a big series right here.
So if you're Park Crossing, coach, do you try to run the ball and just try to eat some clock here, or do you take a shot?
I think you just keep doing what
playing?
you've been doing. Yeah, mix the run and pass. Go with your RPOs.
He'll open up with a pass. Got a man wide open. Catch is made 40, 35, 30-yard line. Down the far sideline, 20, 15, 10. And into the end zone is William Ford for another touchdown. And just like that, Park Crossing answers with 6 of their own.
Yeah, to answer your question, Tommy, something like that would be pretty effective.
I think, man, the coverage, there was no coverage.
Well,
basically he cuts across the middle, and
no
one is anywhere around him when he catches his football.
You know, it's another RPO, and there was an initial individual in man coverage, but inexplicably, when the ball snapped, he works back out to the outside. And, I mean, there's just, as you said, there's nobody there.
2-point conversion coming up here, and confusion in the backfield, and a flag comes in. You saw Ford trying to make some indication to someone in the backfield, and they didn't move. Next thing you know, it's illegal procedure and going to move it back 5. So the 2-point conversion will now be a little further back.
Tom, I'd really like to have a great explanation for you for that, that defensive coverage right there, but I really don't think there is one.
They roll out, back to the near side again, up and tipped away this time. Fisher Parrish on the coverage, and he bats it away from Walker.
He ran across the grain that time, the old throwback, but a nice job by the Dothan defender, Fisher Parrish, as we look at the touchdown again. And I guess, I don't know if Javier Taylor is the young man that's supposed, if Davis is the young man that's supposed to be in coverage right there or not. He's the closest guy to him.
Just a little slant route, and it's wide open, and Ford takes it into the end zone. And he's had a big night already. 36-7 now. Park Crossing on top. And Dothan continuing to struggle defensively.
Boy, you get a drive and a big play, and you get maybe a chance to get back in the game with a stop, and boom, give up a big one.
Thunderbirds to kick it off. Low end over end kick, going to be fielded about the 15-yard line. 20, 25 comes near side and butted out of bounds. And they're going to get a late hit there. On the return, bringing it to the near side was White. And he was hit once, bounced off, and then just a late hit out of bounds is going to help out the cause for Park Crossing and give him 15 yards. Or for Dothan, I should say.
Yeah, you look right here, you can see number 14 hits him clearly all the way past the wide white line. That young man is not on our roster. And hopefully he'll still be on the Park Crossing roster after this game. Now, I'm sure he will. Just a hustle mistake, a young guy trying to get on the field, but
lost track of where he was.
Yeah. That big white line's there for a reason.
So here comes Dothan. Let's see if they can get something going offensively and get on the board again here with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first half. Lane in the backfield. He'll bring Barber across. Gives it off. Trying the left side. Maybe a gain of 1 for Dothan, and that's going to be Webb.
Yeah, big Curtis Perry was there running the thing down before, you know, and he's the end man away from the pullers, and you either have to read him and eliminate him with a quarterback keep if he runs, or you have to block back with your center, and neither one of those things happened, and he was right there to assist on that tackle.
Clock rolling now. 2:40 left here in the first half. Wide outs either way. Lane in the backfield as he'll take. Once again, he'll give it off. Left side across midfield into Park Crossing territory goes Webb. Going to set up a third down.
Pretty good seam that time to run through. That time they did get the backside sealed. Nice job of blocking down and kicking out with the pullers, and very positive gain.
It's a good-looking linebacker right there. I tell you what, when you see Rudolph, they list him at 215. I think he's a little bigger than that. 6 foot.
Yeah.
Looks to be more like about a 225, 230 kind of guy.
They've got a lot of guys that look the part.
This time Lane keeps it. He goes down, and they'll put him down at the 45. He'll be shy of the first down by about a yard.
Yeah, that's I think that's a design play quarterback draw, and I think you're going to see Curtis Perry come in and make that play, but now he's slow getting up. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure he is up yet. That'd be a big loss for Park Crossing.
Yeah, he's kind of making his way over, but it looked like to me that when they went down, his head kind of collided with a teammate's knee.
Yeah.
And you see him kind of rubbing his head right there. Looked like that's kind of the problem there. You watch as he's chasing a lane, and watch the head as it comes down right in the hip, actually.
Yep, he definitely hits the thigh pad of his teammate right there, and that'll sting a little bit.
A little friendly fire there.
Well, that's a good-looking sophomore, isn't it?
It is. A lot of coaches around the state of Alabama would love to have that sophomore in the program.
One too.
Another one down out here at about the 42-yard line. Park Crossing leading by 29, 36-7. As they have had an incredible start to this ball game. Again, they come in averaging just 13 points a game. They score 36 in the first half.
Well, they took care of 13 in about 2 minutes, it seemed like. They got past that in a hurry. Been very opportunistic, lots of big plays. And really, Dothan has not had an answer for this run-pass option offense, this RPO scheme that they've thrown at them. They really, as I said, Dothan has had no answers at all.
Crossing looking for their first win of the year. Again, this is Class 6A Region 2 matchup tonight.
And, you know, they've been so close, and the games they've lost have been against really good football teams. They lost to St. Paul's, a perennial, power, down in Mobile in a game that I think went to overtime.
Yeah.
Lost to Clay Chalkville, who is certainly one of the better teams.
And then, you look at it, that first loss to Lee, 7-0.
Yeah.
They had a couple of chances to win that, but looking down the line, Park Crossing goes to Lanier, and then taking on Central Phoenix City on the 27th, at Eufaula, and at Russell County, and at Carver. So they are going to be on the road the next 4 weeks, and then finish up at home on the 31st against Auburn.
Yeah, they of course Auburn will be good, but they've got a chance to make a little run there if they can build on this, and this won't help them any right here.
Yeah, that's
Joshua Rudolph, I think, isn't it?
Now, if we look back at that replay, I believe his hip is the one that was hit.
Yeah.
By the headgear. So again, friendly fire there because he's coming in to make the stop. You watch right here, and as he's coming up, basically right in the hip, and that's where the collision happened. So it shook both players up.
Well, I want to tell you, one of the most painful injuries in football is a thigh bruise. And, that foot wasn't planted, so it probably wasn't a joint. But I tell you what, if Curtis Perry's helmet hit me in the thigh, running full speed, it would hurt a little bit.
And a flag on the play, and going to be false start against Dothan. Penalties have been tough against the Wolves tonight, and Coach Smitty Grider trying to find something positive, but I tell you what, he is.
That kind of says it all right there.
He's aged a lot here in this first half. It has been a tough first half for his troops.
I think right now he'd like to get him in the locker room at halftime and see if he can't steady the troops and get them motivated.
So from that 4th and 1 after the penalty goes to 4th down and 6. Lane drops back, throws it, and too low, incomplete. So they'll give the football right back to Park Crossing right around midfield.
Yeah, Park Crossing just brought 3 right there, but still Lane did not look like he was in rhythm at all, very poorly thrown. But even if caught, I'm not sure the ball would have been enough for a first down. There are lots of blue shirts around on that little under route, and so the ball goes over.
So a minute 11 left here in the first half. You got a 29-point lead, but you got the football at midfield. You'd love to try to find a way and see if you can add one more on before the break. They'll fake the speed sweep. Now back to pass, throwing it deep. Looking down there, and almost a catch out there, but not able to pull it in was Walker. Led him a little bit too much inside. It brings up 2nd down and 10.
Not exactly playing close to the vest right here. Just came off the fake. That's 4 verticals, right down both hashes and down the bottom of the numbers. And really, the ball, if it had been thrown a little bit more outside, I think it had a chance to be another score because the Park Crossing receiver did have a step on the Dothan defender.
So the minute 3, it's 2nd down and 10. They empty the backfield. Now bring a man in motion, giving it off. That's going to be to Lewis. Lewis has got running room, breaks 2 tackles, 40, 35, 30, and flag back behind the play. I believe this one's going to be coming back. I think that somebody might have grabbed a jersey, and that will be the initial indication there.
The Park Crossing receivers did a nice job of building that funnel, maybe a little too nice a job, and got that thing called back. This is a speed sweep, and as you can see that
there it is.
They get it sealed. There's one hole, looks like right there on the big left tackle. Looks pretty clean out on the outside, and just runs through some arm tackles right there. But nevertheless, it's all going to go for naught.
Makes it 2nd down. Move this one all the way back to the 35-yard line. So where you once had it at midfield and you had plenty of time, now you got 53 seconds left. 2nd down at about 25. They'll stay with the empty backfield. Now they'll call timeout to talk about it. Maybe Langford has had a good first half as well.
Yeah,
I know quarterbacks hate to use the word game manager, but that's exactly what he does. He's managing the game from the run plays, but also when he's got a receiver open, he's making some great passes.
The best quarterbacks always start out with this axiom in every series and a kick. No turnovers, no busted plays, no penalties. Certainly you'd like the kick to be an extra point. If it can't be an extra point, you'd like it to be a field goal. And if it's a punt, that's not all bad either. And really, he's done a really great job of doing just what you said. This has been an RPO offense, which puts a lot on the quarterback, and he's made a lot of good decisions now this half. He's thrown those balls very, very well.
So now 2nd and long.
It's nights like this, if you're on that sideline, that make announcers glad they're announcers, and coaches wonder if they ought to be coaching. No, he'll get it straightened out now. He's his record is not what it is for no reason, and it's just been a rough night so far. But we still have a half and some change to go.
So 2nd down and 25 now. Over the give on the left side. Cutting it back to the 40 and out to the 41-yard line. Gets a little bit of it back. Gets Crockett on the carry.
Picks up 6
Third
yards.
down and long. And the clock rolling with 37 seconds on.
19.
What if they'll try to see if they can't get all of it here?
Back to the run. Crockett goes left side, needs a block. Slips one tackle, breaks to the far side, gets some running room, 40-yard line, and down to the 35 with 23 seconds on the clock.
I'd say they decided to try to get all of it, but not in a way that you would think. You know, this is the double pull. They pull the guard, and you can see the slot back leading through as well. A nice cutback right there, and big first down.
They go back to the run. Crockett comes left side, clock now at 15, and he's tracked down and brought out at about the 34-yard line. 9 seconds on the clock. Park Crossing does not have a timeout left, so they are going to try to get a play off, but I don't believe. Let's see. Coach over here, and again, coaching staff for Park Crossing believes they have 1 second. They're trying to get the clock, and then a flag comes in. So let's see what we get right here. Coach Smitty Grider, you start running to the locker room and try to make them stop it.
If this is an offensive penalty, this clock will start when the ball is marked ready for play.
I think you see that 1 second, so they know as soon as they are given the ready for play, they're going to have to snap it. You see the offense already set. Langford doing a good job getting everybody in the right position. Officials are talking about it, and let's see.
Not sure what the discussion is.
He's saying
it looks like this is the half.
End of the first half is what the official is saying. As he has sent Dothan to the locker room, and they indicate that that is the end of the first half. C.J. Harris wanted to know the explanation there. He gets that explanation, understands, and it's a little bit better when you're leading 36-7 here at the break. We'll be back with our halftime report and a whole lot more as we continue our coverage of the AHSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations right here on WOTM.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Buckhorn Bucks and the Wetumpka Indians. Stay with WOTM for all 4 weeks of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home of the AHSAA Super 7 live this year from Jordan Hare.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Welcome back, Crampton Bowl halftime score. You see it there, Park Crossing all over Dothan, 36-7 here at the break. And on the field, we have the Dothan High School Marching Band. Let's check out the Marching Wolves.
What are they? What? Sure. I'll take them. What I think. You don't want Ladies and gentlemen,
Another great performance by the Dothan High School Marching Band. Our score at half, 36-7. You're watching the HSA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
What's lurking under your home? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions will help you with the best plan to keep your home safe. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Again, your score at the half, Park Crossing all over Dothan. They jumped out to a 30-0 lead and now lead at halftime 36-7. Glad to have you checking us out here on this Thursday night, and time to check out the marching band from Park Crossing.
He had to straighten her up, didn't he? You wait till they come out.
Very entertaining halftime show. The Park Crossing Marching Band will come back and preview the second half and a whole lot more as we continue our coverage of the AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Welcome back, Crampton Bowl. 36-7 our score at the half as it's been all Park Crossing here in the first 24 minutes of the ball game. And again, they're still in halftime break. But, Coach, if you are in the Dothan locker room, what do you say to your troops? I mean, you're down 29 and really have not established much of anything offensively.
Well, you know, I think there's 2 or 3 things that you got to try to get straight at halftime. First thing you've got to do is you've got to tell your players we got to play a lot harder than we did the first half, and it got better as it went. But by then they were in real trouble, and still the consistency of effort has not been very good, frankly. The second thing is you got to get with your coaches and get some schemes together, try to simplify some things. All right, you know, the things that we know can be successful. That's what we're going to do on both sides of the ball. Everything else is out. We're going to play this one play at a time. Let's see if we can't get back in this ball game.
It's a big game in the AHSAA and a lot of great things going on in the High School Athletic Association. We're going to talk about some of those things that are taking place around us and have happened in the last few weeks. First off, Montgomery Academy coach Julie Gordon, 1,400 career wins as they get the win over Spain Park.
That's pretty unbelievable right there, 1,400 career wins. Well, congratulations, Coach Gordon. That's really exceptional.
Yeah, that means you know exactly what you're doing. Also, St. Paul's Episcopal boys and girls, really, they take part in the Azalea City Classic in Mobile, and they get the sweep. In the girls cross country, they get 6 out of the 15 top spots. Then on the boys' side, they get 3 out of the top 10. And if you've not been to a cross country match, you need to go check that out because that is a lot of fun to watch these guys and girls. Also, a big thing in the AHSAA, we saw this, and you were at the game, Ben Pelham, and a big night for Dabo Sweeney.
Well, it really was, and a big night for Pelham High School, too, as well. You know, Dabo and his wife and family could not have been more gracious. They really were just everything that you'd want in a Pelham grad and in a great college football. Coach gave a wonderful talk. It was really, really special. And I tell you, you talk about coaches and families that believe in the right stuff. Dabo Sweeney and his family were just outstanding.
Also another happening on the first week down at the Sportplex in Alexander City as they name the football stadium in honor of former coaches Willie Carl Martin and Steve Savarese, the executive director of the HSAA. I had a chance to be there that night, a very special night for the family in Alex City and all those folks that that are involved in that, and a big night for those two coaches because they really were two of the founders, you might say, of the way Benjamin Russell plays football, and each and every year they are an outstanding program, and it starts with the foundation that those two guys built years and years ago.
Two pretty good hands right there.
It's again, you look at this ball game coming up in the second half. Dothan You got to find something going offensively, but also defensively. You got to find a way to slow down Park Crossing. You look in the first half, and really it was just a quick start by Park Crossing. I think the third play from scrimmage and into the end zone goes a Darrell Lewis, really untouched, and it was a preview of things to come. On the next play, next drive, I should say, flip it on the outside. The catch is made by Ford, a spin move, nobody else touches him, and then the pick six, Coach.
Well, as you can see in these highlights, I mean, Park Crossing took advantage of every opportunity, executed extremely well. There's the two-point play that was wide open, but Dothan will answer. They hit the seam route for a big score, and it looked like maybe momentum was going to turn, but it's not to be. Really a busted coverage right here, and I mean, you talk about being out to practice early. That's that RPO. Really, it's the same play, both run and pass, and you saw all phases of it. They hit the long pass, they hit the long run out of it. Just great execution by the Thunderbirds.
Got to have discipline of the eyes in the secondary, and we'll come back. We'll have our second half kick as we continue our coverage of the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills? Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Buckhorn Bucks and the Wetumpka Indians. Stay with WOTM for all 4 weeks of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home of the AHSAA Super 7 live this year from Jordan Hare.
Teams have made their way back out onto the locker room, or out of the locker room, I should say. And Park Crossing, Coach, we said coming in, they entered this ball game 0-3, but had been so close. And I think they're really taking out their frustrations from those first 3 games here in this first half.
Well, it may very well be, and if they are, they're doing a really good job of it because they have been very impressive. You know, they've always been a good-looking football team physically, but their execution has really impressed me, really in every phase of the game. Not just offensively. You can say, well, they hit a long run, hit a couple passes, but they've been very well designed, all off of the RPO scheme. And defensively, their blitzes have been very well timed. They've been in coverage. They have run to the football well. That young man, as you see right here, that's a gentleman that we highlighted at the beginning of the game, Jeremiah Williams. He's been in the middle of it, and you can see he's a good-looking football player, but he's not the only one in those blue shirts right there. And it's just really been all Park Crossing to this point. And Dothan is going to have some poise, and they're going to have to try to get a sustained drive and cut into this a little bit, get some stops, then take a shot and see if they can get it down. What their goal right now is to get it down to a 2-score game by the start of the fourth quarter. If they can do that, they've got a shot to win this game, realistically.
And one thing we talked about in the pregame was Park Crossing 22 penalties against St. Paul's in that one game, and that was an area that you talked about in your keys of the ball game is cutting down on penalties. Dothan has been the one that's been hampered by the yellow flag tonight.
Yeah, they really have, and they've just been very sluggish looking for most of the first half, but, it's a new half, and we'll see. Looks like they're going to get pretty decent field position here. Is that ball squibbed?
Start at the 37-yard line, squib kick off the side of the foot, and that's going to be Ian Jones getting on top of that. So it will be first down and 10.
Now, I really,
Dothan.
Excuse me, Tom, I didn't mean to talk over you. I really believe this is the drive of the game for the Dothan Wolves. I mean, they need a score right here because obviously the clock is their enemy. You're down 4 scores. You don't have any series to waste, and a score in their first series is almost a must.
And from the mental aspect, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, because you've got to come out of the locker room and try to make something happen. And so let's see how that quarterback Jamal Lane will lead his troops here as he'll take it and run the option left side. Going to try to tuck it in and flip it out late. Catch is going to be made out across the 40 and to the 42-yard line. Just flipped it out late to Barber, and Barber's able to fall forward for a couple.
This is the modern triple option. That flat receiver out there just sits out there, and if the defense sinks, why the ball is pitched out as it was on that play right there, and Barber is able to pick it up for 6 yards. And pretty good execution right there.
Second down and 4 for the Wolves. This time they'll give it left side and nothing there. Tried Webb on the left side, but that Park Crossing defense has been tough in the interior all night. They make another play there. Brings up a third down.
Yeah, and Bernard Gooden is at the bottom of that pile, and we've seen his number all night. Rhonda Henderson is there as well. And Park Crossing showing a lot of 3-3 stack right here. A little bit different than what they played the first half.
They'll fake the handoff, throw it down the middle. Catch is going to be made. Breaking a tackle, 40-yard line. Another tackle at the 35-30. And down inside the 20-yard line on the catch after the run is going to be Macon. Azarius Macon.
Yeah, this is
a little slant and goes.
Yeah, this is the RPO right here. They run the slant, missed tackle there by the safety, another missed tackle. And really a very authoritative run by Macon right there. And I think that's the best play of the night for Dothan.
It'll be the quarterback keeper around the left side, and inside to about the 16-yard line on the carry that time is Jamal Lane, and into the Metro Goals red zone. Whether you're selecting a basketball goal for your own backyard or outfitting soccer fields for an entire school system, investing in sports equipment from Metro Goals guarantees you top quality, because every product they make is carefully designed and solidly built from the finest materials to offer you durability and value. You can ask any of the 160,000 plus customers they've served since 1973. That's Metro Goals, 205-664-0002. Dead ball off sides, and Park Crossing.
Now, I will say that so far in this half, Dothan is playing at a lot different speed than they did in the first half. I don't think Coach Kreider took lunch orders at halftime.
Here comes Barber on the keeper around the corner. He'll take it inside the 10. He's going to be popped at about the 8-yard line, and that is going to be Curtis Perry all the way from the defensive end spot to come over and put the finishing touches in.
Jalen Carthorne kind of held up the speed sweep right here. He comes off the block, and you can see at the top of your screen, you can see Perry running inside out, and he says hello right at the end of that play.
Here comes Dothan again inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark him down at about the 8.5. Two split outs either way. Going to throw the fade pattern. Got a man out there, and the catch is going to be made.
Boy, they made that look easy.
Very well thrown pass, and it's pulled in out there by Shackelford. And now Dothan is on the board again. 36-13 now.
Well, that couldn't have gone much better. This is a corner route called the smash route in the business. Outside receiver does a little sit down. Inside receiver goes to the corner, and you try to put it up and over the top, and that's exactly what that young man did right there. And as I started to say, this opening drive of the second half could not have gone much better for the Dothan Wolves. Not only did they score, but they did it real quick.
Extra point coming up. Bad snap, but the hold is good, and the kick is off to the right. 36-13, your new score. 10:05 left here in the third. So a minute 55 to get into the end zone, and one big play had to be this pass right here, right down the middle, and the run after the catch as he just shook defenders off. And a great run after the catch for Macon. And then right here, the inside receiver just turns to the corner, gets a half a step, and a well-placed football.
Two really nice plays right there. You know, the RPO for the big gain, and then the staple in the goal line for a pass offense, the smash route. And Dothan has got it down to a 3-score game now.
The last time that Dothan scored, it took Park Crossing 2 plays to get right back in the end zone. Let's see if they answer here. Back to return is Taylor, as he will await the kick from Barnett. And he will take it at about the 20-yard line. Comes to the near side, 25. Needs a block, slipped momentarily, and then he'll go down to about the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. So first down and 10.
You know, it's almost like that the personalities of the two teams just switched jerseys right here, because the blue shirts seem a little lethargic at this point, and the white shirts are pretty well lit up. Interesting game, is it not, Tommy?
Momentum can change a lot of things, can't it? 2 receivers go to the right, 1 comes to the left. Here come the Thunderbirds. And quarterback keeper trying to get a block. He's going to be hit and spun down at about the 26-yard line. They say the ball pops loose. Was that the beanbag that came in?
That is a beanbag, which usually indicates that there has been a ball on the ground.
And the officials are discussing that. So there is a flag instead of a beanbag. And he's so he's indicating face mask on that. But then, as the officials are still trying to sort things out here, hard for us to tell from up here. As they will meet over the football and try to figure out. Now they're going to march it off against Park Crossing. So the face mask call looks to be going against the Thunderbirds. Let's get the official call right here.
That's a little unusual.
And it will go against the Thunderbirds. So that's going to move it back. They're saying a face mask. And let's see, on the quarterback.
Right there.
Yeah. As he's got him and pulls him down to the ground. So a face mask on the ball carrier there. This time the handoff goes to the right side. Trying to get to the corner. And out across the 15 to the 16-yard line goes Lewis.
Really good inside-out pursuit that time by the Dothan secondary. Safety downhill and ran that thing down before it had a chance to develop into anything.
36-13, and now 2nd down and 20 for Park Crossing. Need to reach out to the 37-yard line for the first down. The Dothan defense is starting to step things up. He'll roll, now throw it out. The catch is going to be made. Open play to the 40-yard line, out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. On the catch once again, that is William Ford.
Yeah, this is one of the toughest plays in football to defend. This is a turn-in route by the outside receiver and a wheel by the number 2 receiver, just trailing it right there. Really, it puts the corner in a real bind, and it's too deep for the flat defender to cover. It's almost always open and really thrown very, very well that time by that young man.
William Ford's been like Waffle House. He's been open all night.
Amen.
First down and 10. Give off this time. Across midfield to the 49-yard line goes Lewis.
I wonder when we'd see him.
Right there. He just kind of picks his way, and again, just a tough runner.
But all his moves are upfield.
At 5'9", 145. You can tell he's not your big bruising back, but he is just tough to hem up.
Has great running instincts.
2nd down and 2. Go back to the running game. Look at the line, legs churning forward and falling to about the 46-yard line. That is a tough run right there by Bradley May.
Tried to run the power play there, tried to kick out and wrap the guard around, but the Dothan defense would have none of it. Did a nice job of collapsing that thing in from the outside, and just a minimal gain.
For a first down to the 46-yard line. Clock rolling, 7:45 left here in the 3rd. 23-point lead for Park Crossing. Bad snap. He's able to haul it in. His quarterback keeper all the way and running room to go to the 35, 30-yard line. Comes near side 25. He will break a tackle there. A spin move at the 23. Flags come flying in. And going down at about the 25-yard line there is going to be Langford. Flags all in the secondary.
Yeah, that may have been a block in the back. I tell you, that was either a busted play or one of the coolest football plays we've ever seen.
The snap was a little off, and he just catches and keeps going.
Yeah.
When he gets in the open field, he is dangerous. See, just making people miss.
And it might be the block in the back right there.
That's about where the flags all landed. So he's going to make it. 7:21 and rolling.
Remember those penalties we talked about?
That's right.
It kind of reared their ugly head here.
They really have. On this drive especially.
Park Crossing standpoint.
Hand it off. That's May. He's got running room. 30. Bounces it outside to the 25. And he will hammer his way down to about the 21-yard line. That is good for another Thunderbird first down.
Well, that's really a nice cut by him. You're watching this ball starts to hit inside, and he spits it right outside as he feels that defense collapse to the inside. Tries to use this block on the outside.
Coach, one thing we've not talked about enough, I think, is the blocking on the perimeter. You know, these receivers are doing a great job out there blocking, but also sealing the edge has been a big key for Park Crossing. They can get the corner anytime they want.
You know, it's impossible to have big plays offensively unless your receivers are committed to blocking downfield. And when they learn how to do that, boy, those big plays come. And Park Crossing's guys have done a great job of that tonight.
Right up the middle there. Hammers inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. Back to the Metro Goals red zone for the Park Crossing Thunderbirds. Metro Goals located in Helena, Alabama. Specializing in manufacturing sports equipment for over 40 years now, whether it's residential, parks and rec, or schools. And the number to call for Metro Goals, 205-664-0002.
Looks like we got a timeout.
They're counting on the Heat timeout. They all started walking towards the sideline. The official said, nope, not yet. We're going to keep going. We're on 2nd down and 6. They were trying to get that Heat timeout when they needed it. Now they're going to have to hurry and get the snap off. They do. Handoff left side. Lots of running room. And Jones will take it to the 5-yard line, inside the 5 to about the 3. Or Lewis, I should say. Lewis on the carry with a big run. And now it's 1st and goal for Park Crossing.
That's a nice job again. And again, they wrap the guard around trying to hit off tackle. Dothan stuffed it a little bit inside. He just bounced it outside for a nice game.
Heat timeout with 5:41 left in the 3rd. You're watching the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
1st down and goal from the 3-yard line for the Park Crossing Thunderbirds. They lead 36-13. Langford brings them right back down the field here to try to add on. They hand it off left side and into the end zone is going to be May. As Bradley May finds his way into the end zone, and the lead is now 42-13.
It's that off-tackle play again. Nice job of sealing the edge, wrap the guard around again. And just really well executed. If you look at the left side of your screen, you can see everything is sealed down inside. You see big number 72 for Park Crossing leading the way. Villa Gomez again. And, boy, that play's been successful tonight for him tonight, hasn't it, Tommy?
He's only a sophomore, but does a great job pulling and really gets in great position to make the block. This time they'll fake it on the 2-point conversion, rolling out in trouble and flipping into the end zone, incomplete. Got a flag down in the end zone.
Yeah, usually from there, that's a hold or interference.
Let's see.
We'll see.
Not sure if it was holding on the defense or pick play. Yeah, pick play, I think, is going to be the call. I think you see right there the guilty party is going to be Brandon Turner, as he showed I was just blocking. And bad part was they were throwing right behind you, so that's going to not count for the 2-point conversion. So 42-13. But look back at this touchdown again, where they hand it off to May. He has great vision, and that's the thing that I'm seeing from him. And he finishes every run with some power too, and you see the finish.
Yeah, he sure does. And very well blocked up front. You try to seal the defense outside in and wrap that guard around to kick out, and that's exactly what happened. And Dothan had a spurt, and Park Crossing answered just like Coach wanted them to. And really nothing changes except the clock has moved. We're halfway through the 3rd quarter, and Park Crossing has been able to maintain their lead. That's exactly what they want to do, and made things a lot tougher for Dothan.
Yeah, Dothan's not able to make up any ground because they're just not able to come up with any kind of stop defensively. So This time it's going to be Barber on the return to the 20-yard line. 25 gets a little bit of a gap. 30-yard line breaks it in the open. 40, 45 midfield. He's off to the races, and it's going to be Barber taking it to the house as he will go the distance for the Dothan Wolves.
Boy, what a great run right here. Did he show some speed?
Great moves, and when he got into the open, he kicked it into another gear, and Dothan is on the board again.
Now, you know it's early right here, but you kind of wonder with the problems that Dothan has had defensively if they might try an onside kick here. As you watch right here, I mean, this is a great job, first of all, of setting up his blocks, and watch him weave right back out to the outside and just outrun the Park Crossing defenders. He found another gear like those good ones do.
It's a great return, and on the two-point conversion, play in the backfield. Gonna get a stop there. Guess who? Big number 44, Curtis Perry, gets the stop. 42-19, our new score. 5:11 left here in this third period. Again, Barber showing the wheels. When you coming in, this guy could get it done, but on special teams with a big return right here, and you look at it, and Dothan trying to climb back in it. It's going to take something defensively, but I'm like you, Coach. I know it's early, but onside kick might not be the worst thing to try here.
I think it would be not a bad option at all. You got a chance maybe to get a little momentum, get a big play on your side. Certainly have had a hard time stopping them tonight.
Put the ball in the far hash. Let's see. It will be. Kick it from the far hash. Trying to see if Park Crossing's got some hands guys up front. They do kick it deep. It'll be fielded at the 25-yard line to the 30-yard line. And caught from behind and spun down back at the 28. That is a good stop out there by number 23. And that is going to be Ramey. Deontay Ramey makes the stop there.
That's a nice job of coverage by that young man. And it's not as good a field position as Park Crossing has had for the majority of the night. So the deep kick paid off. But Dothan needs a stop right now. Well, I mean, they need a 3 and out. And those have been hard to come by tonight for the Wolf defense.
Park Crossing has rolled up the offense here tonight and the points as well. As Langford brings the Thunderbirds back onto the field. Handoff on the left side. Nothing there that time. Good stop defensively. And that is going to be by T.J. Lewis as he'll get the stop there.
It's really hard to believe that this Park Crossing offense was only averaging, I believe we said 17 points a game coming into this.
Yes, they were averaging 13.
Oh, 13.
Giving up 18.
I mean, that's very hard to believe.
Like you said, I see all the weapons, and I think you do too.
I mean, they look like an offensive juggernaut here tonight.
They are doing it. And again, those guys up front able to seal off the edges so many times. This time, back to pass, throws it in flats. Catch is going to be made. Makes one man miss for a moment, and he'll fight forward to the 34-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down. Going to set up a 3rd down and 5. That's Walker on the catch there. 3rd and 5.
Coming off that play fake and throwing that wide little hitch right out there is not the easiest thing in the world to do. I mean, he's been a very impressive quarterback tonight. Langford has. He's made a lot of good throws and a lot of nice reads.
This time he'll roll to the left. Going to take it now, throw it deep. Nobody home.
Yeah, I think he thought that his receiver to that side was going to run a takeoff, and he hitched up at about 12 yards and just miscommunication. And this is going to force probably a punt right here.
Good look, and there's Langford. Langford's still out.
Do we have a flag?
We may have a flag. Yeah, the officials are indicating there is a flag.
If this would go against Dothan, this would be huge, but I don't think it is.
I think it's on Park Crossing.
I do too.
They get to replay 3rd down again. Ineligible man downfield, and that's the danger, Coach. If you're doing the RPOs, a lot of times those linemen, they come on out of there and they're ready to get downfield. And then when you pull up to pass, it can catch them in no man's land.
Yeah, especially when that play's extended like that was. I mean, those linemen, they don't know that the ball hasn't been thrown yet. They're just going to block, and that's when that play gets called.
So here's a punt. Get it away. Fair catch called for, and It'll be first down and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Fair catch taken at the 34, first down.
For Dothan, they'll start pretty good field position.
Now, another score here. Remember what we said about a 2-score game going into the fourth quarter?
Mm-hmm. It's a big drive right here for the Wolves. See if Jamal Lane can get that offense going again.
They haven't had any trouble scoring points in the second half now.
No.
I mean, they've
the adjustments they made at halftime are definitely working offensively. Lane will drop back to pass, got pressure, throws it out there too short. Tried to hit Shackelford on a little slant route there and unable to get together.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why they couldn't get together right there, is it's very difficult to throw the ball well, on your tail. And Curtis Perry again with a big inside rush over that left defensive end position. Got there just after the ball was thrown, but I guarantee you they know where he is now. And that will disrupt your pass timing more than anything else.
Tell you what, he is a good-looking athlete. Very active as a sophomore. Lane back, goes down the middle, too tall, and tipped away and almost intercepted. He had 2 defenders get their hands on it. Neither one could pull it in, so it brings up a third down and 10.
And I think you're seeing the effect that the pass rush has had right here, because that ball got out pretty quick, and you can see that there is, there's nowhere to put it, and there are blue shirts there. When he sets up, I think number 93, Bernard Gooden, was right there in his mustache.
Big third down play here. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, this is really a must for Dothan.
As they will snap it around the 34-yard line. So see if Lane can make something happen. Throws a fade pattern, got a man out there. Comeback catch is made. Back shoulder catch. 40, 35, 30-yard line, and down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. That is Shackelford coming back for it. And now Dothan's got it 1st and 10.
Well, this is the fade, and this does end up being a back shoulder fade. Whether it was designed by, or not, it had the same effect. Really a nice adjustment by that young man right there. And that was just exactly what the doctor ordered for Dothan right here. And this is getting kind of interesting, Tommy.
Handoff. Nothing there. Spin move. Ball pops loose. Park Crossing says they have it, and they do. The ball pops loose, and on the recovery that time for Park Crossing is going to be Williams as he comes out of there with it. They draw it loose from White. It's 1st and 10 for Park Crossing.
Football giveth, and football taketh away.
See him go up in here in a spin move early, and they just pop the ball loose, and there's Williams all over it. As he will pounce on it.
Looks like he's got it pretty high and tight right there, but I'm not sure the ball wasn't knocked loose by his own man. Big number 52 right there. Aaron Hunter collided with the ball, and I'm not sure whether or not that did knock the ball loose, but nevertheless, the end result is a turnover. And Park Crossing again on the attack.
May with the carry on the right side will gain a yard. Sets up a 2nd down and 9 as they get that clock rolling now, under 3 minutes left in the 3rd. About Park Crossing, they've been able to pull in several good-looking backs as well.
Pretty good 1-2 punch at tailback right there.
Lewis, and then you go to May. We've also seen Crockett run it.
Good receivers as well. They've been impressive.
Comes May again around the near side, gets a block, turns it up, 35-yard line, 40-yard line. Fights his way out to about the 43-yard line.
Well, just ran right through the initial tackle right there. It looked like that number 13 right there, Colby Reese, had him right in his sights, and he's just going to run right through that. Just really not a very good effort right there at all.
Pick up the 1st down at the 43, 1st down and 10.
Good job by Jamie Davis finally getting him down, though.
Like I said, the way that this Park Crossing team seals the edges and gets these runners to the corner is very impressive. Back to pass, Langford going to throw it down into double coverage and incomplete.
That was a little scissors route. The outside guy goes to the post, the inside guy goes to the corner. And both defenders went with the scissors route. If the ball had been thrown to the post, it had been a touchdown, but misread by the quarterback, and really pretty fortunate that one wasn't intercepted. He won't like looking at that one on film.
2nd down and 10. For Langford, clock stops with 1:47 remaining in the 3rd.
the old conventional, let's, milk the clock and run the ball. The heck with that, man. We're throwing it downfield.
Keep getting points is what they want to do. There's turning the corner again into midfield. Is that a flag back behind it? Looks like it was. And going to be holding. Whistled against Park Crossing. This one is coming back. Penalties have really plagued some drives for both teams. It's like you said, starting to even out, and Park Crossing getting their share here in the second half.
Yeah, kind of more what we talked about coming into this game. Penalties have really plagued them. Now, to this point, they've been able to overcome them for the most part in this half. But this will make it a little more of an uphill climb, obviously.
Motion man across the formation. That's Ford. Back to pass is Langford. Langford throws it down the middle and tipped away. Almost a pick in the secondary that time. Unable to pull it in. Was going to be that's Reese who couldn't get it.
This is called the hole shot, and if you're going to throw this, that ball's got to be thrown much sooner. You got to throw it behind the linebacker and before the safety, and you can see that ball's thrown at the safety, and that's going to get picked off more times than not. And that's a very difficult pass to time well, and you saw right there how difficult it is. That window's very tight for that pass.
Sets up a 3rd down and 21 now. Birds will bring Ford in motion to the near side again, and we've got a flag. Looks like a lineman came up out of the stance, so that'll cost him 5 and move it back to 3rd and 26 now.
Boy, we've seen a lot of those hankies this half. Clean it up, guys.
Really slowing the game down here. The period has taken a while. Motion man again as Ford goes to the other side. Langford going to try to set up the screen. Flips it out here too tall, and it's going to be incomplete.
Well, that one wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. And that one was smelled out very well by that young man. Really nice job by Preston Whitaker, who has been pretty impressive tonight.
He really has. Yeah. He's made a lot of good plays and very smart player. You can tell he is in the right position more times than not.
Yeah, he's really, even in the first half when Dothan was pretty lethargic in their play, he was a guy that they all could have taken the lead off of.
4th and 26, punting it out of there again. Fair catch called for and made back at the 41-yard line. So here comes the Dothan offense again. Under a minute left here in the 3rd.
They still need to cut it by the end of the 3rd quarter. So these 59 seconds are going to be pretty important.
Looks like a new quarterback coming into the ball game for Dothan, and checking in is going to be number 15, Sharp, Bauer Sharp, as he comes in, 6'5", 207. We saw Lane limping a little bit toward the end of that last series. Here comes Sharp. He'll give it on the right side and bring it across the 40 and out to the 43. Also wouldn't mind getting a little spark offensively. And Sharp will try to speed things up a little bit. Junior at 6'5", 207.
Looks the part of a classic drop back passer.
That's what he does here. Throws it down there and it's incomplete. Had 2 receivers within 3 yards of each other. So the coverage joined them there, and it's going to leave a 3rd and 7.
Ball comes out nice release. Just pretty tight window in there, well covered as you said. Boy, it's a big play for Dothan.
Sharp looks to be the quarterback of the future. As a senior. He'll take the snap this time, steps up, and it's going to be whistled dead. I believe that that's going to be offsides on the defensive end on the near side. I believe that may appear.
I think his knee may have gone down as well, but there is a flag.
Maybe there's not. Maybe the knee was just down as he went down to get it, and then when he tries to slip out, and the knee hits right there. You see it go down, and they whistle it dead. So punting time for Dothan. Sharp unable to get anything going offensively. Good snap back there. Hangs it up there and caught and drilled. He did not call for the fair catch. I kept waiting for it. It never happened. And out of there with it comes Cooper for Dothan, but they'll say that it was he held on to it till he hit the ground. He just gets sandwiched right here.
If they gave him room to catch, it looked like that ball came out early.
It's kind of floating around there. It's
that ball's out.
Yeah. Cooper gets on top of it. Yeah. Not sure why you don't call a fair catch there. You're basically everybody's standing right there in your face mask.
I don't know, Tom, if I agree. There were only 7 around him. I mean, you know, that's
he's still got 4 to make this.
Yeah. Well, that would have turned this thing, but nevertheless, Park Crossing retains possession.
Here comes Langford, the junior. So he'll bring the Thunderbirds back out. 9 seconds on the clock. This may wind up the 3rd period as he'll give it. And nowhere to go for May. They'll pick him up and pull him down, and that's going to be it for the 3rd period. Park Crossing still looking for that first win of the year, and they are 12 minutes away from grabbing it. They're ahead 42-19 as we continue our coverage of the AHSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
Good look there at Coach C.J. Harris of the Park Crossing Thunderbirds, looking for his first win leading this program, his 4th season overall. He spent a few years at Sidney Lanier, 2013.
And he's had them ready tonight, Tommy.
They have they came out strong. They hit the pedal early and kept the foot on the gas through the first half, built a big lead, and they have answered every score that we've seen from Dothan. Rolling out, Langford dumps it off late. Ford with the catch, breaks the tackle 30, 35, and he will spin his way out to the 38-yard line. Ford has been impressive as well.
That's that sprint out wheel route again, and that time they hit the pigtail, the number 3 man who's going to just float out into the flat right here. And they do a good job of covering the wheel with the flat defender. He's deep, so they throw it short, and then he makes a miss and picks up an additional 7-8 yards.
First down and 10. This time keeper left side and getting out of bounds as he steps across the 43-yard line goes Langford.
I tell you, Dothan has had a hard time tonight of defenders staying home and taking care of their primary business. You know, that time the edge defender that side bit hard inside on a run away from him instead of just staying home, and gave a lot of unoccupied green grass for that quarterback keeper to run into.
Handoff on the left side into the ball game is Lee Beebe. Doesn't get much on the left side. Need to bring up 3rd down.
Beebe with the carry.
3rd, we'll call it about 4.
Beebe looks like a younger version of Darrell Lewis.
Does. Big 3rd down here. Actually, though. 3rd down here for Park Crossing. The give, hitting the backfield, and he is going to be stopped.
Yes.
That is a great play. Crashing his way in there was going to be T.J. Lewis for the Wolves, and he's able to stop the run on 3rd down. Going to bring up 4th.
If you watch to the right of your screen, he knifes right inside the slot back to that side of Morris McGee, and he runs right through that block. And, perfect call against the zone, and just blew that play up.
4th down and punting once again. It'll be the Thunderbirds. Keeping it away. Park Crossing is Be actually a bad snap. Now going to try to keep it, try to get the first down. Turns the edge, and he's not going to get there.
A little short.
Time just tried to make do as he turned the corner, but could not get to the chain. You see the snap. It's low, bounces. He picks it up and knows he's in trouble. Tries to get around the corner.
That snap is low to your left and your right-footed punter. It's pretty tough to pick that thing up and get it kicked.
So now you got Dothan with a big chance right here. First down and 10, and again the quarterback comes out. That is Sharp. As he will check in here on first down and 10. They'll mark it at about the 44-yard line. Sharp looking, flips it out here, can't connect. Tried to hit Barber.
It's just that little slant out combination and just off the fingertips, just slightly underthrown.
Sharp getting into the action. As we mentioned, we saw Lane, and he was kind of hobbling the last time we saw him. So Sharp has been in on the last couple of series to try to get something going offensively. And he'll take the step up, roll to the right, in trouble. Cuts back up, and he's going to be sacked for a loss of about 2, maybe 3 yards. Brings up third down and long.
He had a little under route by his outside receiver that was open for a little bit. Chose not to throw that one, and protection kind of broke down. Just had to scramble, couldn't get much for it right there. You look to the left of your screen. There's a little slant route to the inside.
Park Crossing really, they are getting the pressure from the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that's just so impressive, is they are getting around and able to come crashing in. It seems like it will.
Well, and they've been able to maintain coverage while they do that too, Tommy, and that's very difficult to handle.
Speed sweep here, coming to the near side, nowhere to go, and spun down back at the 49-yard line is Fulmer.
Yeah, just really nobody there to block him, and just a nice job of wrapping the thing up and putting it away.
We'll say this about Park Crossing. This is their first win of the year. I got a feeling it's not going to be the last.
No, I tell you what, they've been impressive tonight. And of course, you know, the teams they've played have been very good.
True. So punting time. And back to punt for Dothan is Cole Odom. Low snap to him. He fields it on the hop and punts it out of there. Let it hit and roll. It goes inside the 10-yard line. A great roll for Odom. And it will roll dead at about the 3-yard line. Time Odom fielded on the hop, got it out of there, and then got a great roll from it.
It's one of those artificial turf kicks right there, but set up well for Dothan.
Park Crossing will start deep in their own territory, leading 42-19, and once again Langford checks in offensively.
You know, I just liked down deep like this, especially in this kind of situation, throw it deep early off play action. Send one guy out, see if you can get a one-on-one matchup. If nothing else, you're going to loosen the coverage.
Got bump coverage out here on the outside. They'll give it off to May. Big collision at about the 7-yard line. May falls forward to the 8-yard line. He's up second down.
Good tough running right there.
He's been impressive. And, like I said, I think if you're Coach C.J. Harris, you're seeing some weapons that you can utilize on down the stretch. And
absolutely.
We've seen some good runners. They'll go back to May again, this time across the 10 to the 11, maybe closer to the 12-yard line.
Yeah, they had a slot coming across that was supposed to seal the end that made that tackle. If he would have made that block, that thing might have gone for pretty sizable yardage.
Third down and a couple right here. Crossing trying to keep the football away from Dothan. Thunderbirds need a couple of yards here to keep this drive alive. They're letting the clock wind down on the play clock. Now they'll get things rolling here. Snap. Back to May. Hit once, twice, 3 times. He will reach forward, and they'll say the knee down at about the 13. So he's going to be shy of the first down. It'll be 4th down for the Thunderbirds. Looks like they'll have to punt it deep in their own territory.
Thought that last reach might get him that first down, but I think the knee was already down.
He gives you the effort. You can tell that man. He's going to give you every inch that he can squeeze out and dive for and reach for. Sets up a 4th down and a yard.
Keep in mind that last snap was not very good. That was right on the money.
It's out of there. And we're going to let it hit, and it's going to be fielded. Did not call for well, I guess he did call for a fair catch, as he will take it to the midfield stripe, and that is going to be Barber. Looked like he was getting away from it, then he fielded it.
That was a very strange play. You know,
Yeah.
The ball hits the ground. I didn't see a fair catch call. He tries to field it. You know, he's hit. He's never taken to the ground, and the whistle just blows.
He is not signaled for a fair catch, and then goes up here and catches it.
It's a live play.
But
He
you
just
got to
stops.
hit him,
But he's not on the ground. Maybe the
then
whistle
they
had
whistled
blown.
it dead there.
Yeah. So I don't really understand why the play was blown dead, but I'm sure there's a good reason for it.
6:34 remaining here in this ball game. 42-19 our score. Park Crossing out to a 30-0 lead. This time throw out here, catch is made, and going down immediately.
You know, one of the things when you're the backup, when you come into the game, you've got to get your rhythm in a hurry, and Sharp has just not been able to do that. We've talked before in other broadcasts about quarterback's got to load his backside and drive off his backside. All his weight has been on his front side on every one of his throws, and that's why those balls have been low and hard to handle.
So trying to get the timing down with some of these guys that you may not have thrown a lot to in practice. That time for Webb, he'll pick up a couple. And the clock is stopped. That's going to be our last heat timeout of the night.
Yeah, can I say Bernard Gooden again?
3rd down and about 5. It's all Park Crossing here on the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Buckhorn Bucks and the Wetumpka Indians. Stay with WOTM for all 4 weeks of the playoffs. WOTM is also your new home of the AHSAA Super 7 live this year from Jordan Hare.
What's lurking under your home? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions will help you with the best plan to keep your home safe. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Dothan trying to dial up a 3rd down and 6 play as they come out of this heat timeout, trying to keep the drive alive, down 42-19. Park Crossing jumped down in a hurry, built a 30-0 lead, and really, Coach, they've never looked back.
No.
And, they have answered every time that Dothan's been able to try to make a charge. And as we said in the pregame, one of the things we made comment was Park Crossing was hungry just to get a win, and I think that you saw that early in this ballgame.
Well, they've played like a hungry football team. I mean, they jumped on Dothan early. Now, I most definitely think that this is obviously 4-down territory.
Catch is made on the slant and diving close to 1st down yardage. That's going to be Barber. I believe, depends on if he uses the right foot or the left foot. I believe maybe shy by about a foot. That's the way it looks from here. But that's a well-delivered pass.
Yeah, it really is. And you can see much differently. That ball came off his backside just like you're supposed to. Nice, easy delivery. And he's got a nice arm.
So they'll look at it a couple of times. And we're going to get a measurement here. Ball sitting at the 42. Nope, they will say it is a 1st down. Looked like they were going to bring it out for the measurement, but they will say 1st down yardage for the Wolves. And Sharp is back to pass again in a hurry. Rolls out to the right, got pressure, slips away from the 1st and the 2nd, and stops and just throws it away. That time he had pressure, of course, from Perry early. Got away from him. 2 more defenders out there hounding him, and very alertly just chucks it into the cheap seats.
kind of casually chucks it into the cheap seats. I think that ball needs to get out of there a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm. They've got a flag on the play here. Let's see. Intentional grounding will be the call. And a personal foul going to go against Park Crossing for the late hit. I believe on the late hit there. It's going to be Henderson as he kind of butted him out of bounds. So they are discussing this with the official.
I feel sure that Dothan are saying that they had a receiver in the area.
Again, right on the boundary.
I'm not saying that they won't win that argument, but the odds are against them.
Yeah, it's not usually going to happen.
No.
So first down and 10, back at the 43-yard line again. Sharp this time, going to give it right side, trying to get the corner, finds a little bit of running room, 35-yard line, 30, and picks up a first down. That is a good run by Webb. So he will rattle the chains once again for the Wolves.
Nice cut there by Webb, gets upfield.
Low snap and flag. Or was it a timeout call? Looks like timeout, yeah. Called out that time by Park Crossing. They want to kind of reevaluate this set, and I don't believe they only had 10 on the field, and so they'll be trying to get the full personnel out there for Park Crossing. You see Coach Harris there not at all pleased with someone who checked out and was still supposed to be on the field.
Yeah, he's been pretty mild most of the game, and
see both in coaches, coaching staffs really intense here in the latter going. This is the point where, again, I think if you're a coach, and you can correct me on this, but C.J. Harris has got to say, hey, this is how we finish a game, and if you're on the other sideline, we've got to have something to build on for next week.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you know, the whole thing. You know, if you look at great teams, I mean, they just play hard.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care who they're playing, what the scores, what anything. They just play hard, and that is the key to success. Well, in anything you do, but in this game, for darn sure.
Sharp gives it on the right side. Webb tries it inside the 25-yard line. So.
Of course, the thing that this young man needs to do is be a little more clock conscious right here. Getting the ball out of bounds was a lot more important than those extra 2 yards that he picked up.
So about the 24-yard line, the knee hits. So they'll go back to Webb, goes to the right side, and this time he does get out of bounds right at the 20. Let's see where the mark is. I believe he may be shy of the first down.
Just a little short.
That time he does get out of bounds, stops the clock with 4:19 remaining. Third down and a yard to go. Webb has really gotten his share of carries since we've seen Sharp in the game. And that time, a little eager over here on the near side is Curtis Perry, and he'll go in the neutral zone, and that's going to be an automatic first down.
It's about 4 or 5 times now that Park Crossing has jumped on those extended snap counts, and that'll get addressed in practice. That's something you just can't have.
Clock with 4:19 left. And into the Metro Goals red zone. Going to throw it deep. Got a man down there and can't hang on. That is good coverage down in that corner as McGee able to fight back and bat the football away.
Well, this is great out-of-phase coverage right here. Watch him put his hand right in between the receiver's hands, strip that ball away. That's just the way you teach it, and really great concentration by that young man right there. Really, really nice play.
Again, don't forget Metro Goals. They're there for you, whether you need them for residential, parks and rec, or schools. Give them a holler. 205-664-0002. Webb that time not able to get anything going over on the right side. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Of course, they've got to have a touchdown here. A field goal really won't help them that much.
Webb getting his majority of the carries here late in this ball game. Big third down and 8 here. Sharp throws it down the middle. Great pass. Catch is made and into the end zone. That is a touchdown. They'll say nope, down at the 1. That time Barber tried to get it in the end zone. That was a well-delivered football by Sharp. Watch this. He puts the mustard on that.
Threads the needle right there. And looks like a good call. Ball's right on the money. That tight window. Put it right on the numbers.
Great throw and catch now. First down and goal. Sharp loses it. It's back behind him and falling back on it. Back at about the 9-yard line is going to be Webb.
I swear it almost looked like the center tried to deep snap it. And of course, this is always the problem that a shotgun or a spread team has. You know, you get under center, you don't do it very much. I mean, that ball is really deep snapped is what it looked like right there. And, of course, that's a huge, huge mistake.
That, and you're looking at the second-team quarterback and the first-team center. They don't have that a lot of experience together, I would not imagine. This time, Sharp steps back, got another flag. Keep in mind, Dothan had it at the half-yard line, basically. After a bad snap and a penalty, it's going to move it back to about the 13.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Do you think that maybe the Dothan center tried to deep snap it?
I don't know. I don't know if he was sure where it was at. It's where the quarterback was at. But.
Seemed like those hands would tell you, but you know, I'm sure it wasn't on purpose.
He'll run the fade pattern. Got his man. Can't connect.
Yeah, that's a little corner route again. Another version of the smash, just out of reach.
Couldn't hook up with Macon there, so it's bringing him up a third down and goal from the 13-yard line.
Third and goal.
Sharp into the ball game.
Son, if you're going to slap yourself in the helmet, do it with your left hand. You're a quarterback.
That's right. Quarterback's supposed to be smarter than that. Had him right there. Had a step and
just overthrow.
Could not drop it in there, and you see the reaction right there.
It's like the same route to the other side.
It's picked off. Intercepted going the other way for Park Crossing. Coming to the near sideline to the 20, to the 25 is Taylor. Down to midfield, cuts it back, and he is going to take it into the 30-yard line and finally be pulled down at about the 25-yard line. A big interception for Park Crossing, and they will keep Dothan out of the end zone.
Well, I think this is the same route to the other side. A nice break on the ball. That's called ball hawking. Good sudden change by the Park Crossing defense. Lots of blocking right there. Probably a touchdown saving tackle right here by the quarterback.
Sharp held on, lost his helmet, brings him down.
You know, sometimes it's your
flags.
Sometimes it's just your night. Sometimes it isn't.
Got a flag back here, and good field position is going to go by the wayside, but nevertheless, I believe Park Crossing will have the football here with 2:12 remaining in the ball game. Pretty much run things out here. We'll discuss it out there at about the 15-yard line. A lot of personal foul, and that's going to go against Park Crossing. So that will bring it back, but Thunderbirds going to have the football and chance to run out the clock here and get a big win tonight. Their first in 2019.
A very impressive one, too. You see the frustration on that young man's face, and you know, first and goal inside the one, don't get it in. Why it's always tough.
That snap and then the penalty, and then you got to take a chance and lay it up there, and just a good defensive play by the Thunderbird secondary.
Yeah, what a great play by that young man, Javier Taylor. Had a lot of those kind of plays tonight.
Really, we have.
For the boys in blue.
You look at it, and there's so many players for Park Crossing that have made game-winning type plays.
Yeah.
And you know, it's the thing about it where you look back, and there's so many players that have done well in this ball game. And Park Crossing going to get a big win tonight, and you can see the smiles on the faces of the guys in blue. So we look back down here on the goal line. There's that snap, and you had to fall on it back at about the 8-yard line, so you missed that chance to crash it in. Then you do have an open receiver, just cannot connect with him in the end zone. And then the next play, you try to, after the frustration, you see the quarterback upset about that, and then you drop back. You look to float it up for your number one receiver out there, and again, the safety just comes over and pulls it down.
Yeah, just a bad throw. That ball is inside and short, and that ball's going to get picked more times than not. And just a frustrating night for all the guys in white, and a great night for Park Crossing.
So starting deep in their own territory, the handoff on the right side and finding a gap to the 10 to the 15-yard line. That's about the 14. That's going to be Ford on that carry.
When was the last time you saw the full house tee, Tommy?
It's been a while. I was trying to.
Somewhere Don Farrow was smiling.
Yeah, that's something you do not see very often at all, and then get the Ford.
It's the old off-tackle lead play. That's was a staple of the T formation and the split tee too.
Picks up a first down and moves it out to about the 13-yard line.
Now, if they come back and run the belly option out of this, I'm going to really be
Wouldn't
impressed.
that be something? Langford. Same play to the right side. A couple this time, and the clock's rolling with 1:25 left.
You know, I'm going to take a chance here and say that Oronde Henderson is not in there at fullback for his ball carrying ability.
I don't think they're expecting him to rip off a 90-yard gain. I think call a timeout. Dothan will take the break here with 1:17 remaining.
Oronde is enjoying this now.
Oh, yeah. He got a carry on a 2-point conversion earlier, but right now it's just to come crashing in there. And I'm going to tell you that's a good-looking athlete too. We've seen so many. He's only in 10th grade. They list him 5'10", 225.
Well, they've got a very good core of young players here. You know, we talked about him. We talked about Perry. You know, those two guys come to mind for sure. And
Langford's coming back. You know, you've got a lot of guys. Really, this is a young team for Park Crossing.
Ford's a junior. Wheeler's a junior. Overton, Bellamy, Rudolph. Those guys are all juniors. So it's a lot of young guys. And, you know, when you're in your first year of a combined school, you know, there's going to be peaks and valleys. These guys all had to learn how to get along with each other. I mean, they've been big rivals for a long time.
Langford stepping back and throwing it deep. Got a man down there, overshoots him, and the clock will stop with 1:11. That's a surprise.
Well, now, Tommy, now think about it. Is it really tonight? Is it really?
No, nothing surprises us tonight. Good point. Good point. That will stop the clock. And 3rd down and 8 now for Park Crossing. They tried to hit one deep there.
Why not? You know, the Montgomery-Dothan rivalry has gone, you know, goes way back, and of course this will enhance it too with Dothan, you know, back just to one high school.
Right. Give on the right side, not a whole lot there, and a big pop at the 15. Bring up 4th down, and Crossing going to have to punt the football away again. The clock will stop at 56 seconds left. Coach, we look at it, and I think we need to name our Ox Strong Player of the Game, and we need to kind of talk about some guys. It's going to be a hard choice when you start looking at it. There's plenty of names we could throw out there.
You know, Tommy, I'd just like to tell you that I wish you the best of luck in naming this, and I hope it goes well for you.
There you go. Thanks for the view under the bus. I tell you, to me, I think Javius Langford. I think that's your Ox Strong Player of the Game right there, because the way he manufactured that offense in the first half and delivered some great passes, also running the football and really just engineered those drives early that got Park Crossing off to a great start. I think that Javius Langford has to be our Ox Strong Player of the Game.
Yeah, I really agree 100%. I mean, you know, the quarterback's always the straw that stirs the drink, and I mean, he made that RPO offense go so well when this game was in a little bit of doubt, and really has played an outstanding game. There's a lot of guys, as you said, there's a lot of guys you could name that have certainly had an effect on it, but he is the key guy tonight for sure.
So punting time for the Thunderbirds. They'll try to just get it out of there in a hurry, try to get a good snap. It's kind of low, going to fake it and throw it deep. Got his man down there, and catch is made. Nope, dropped, and then a flag comes in as well. So Park Crossing, I think that's just a called fake punt.
Oh yeah,
there. That's not a that was not a bad snap. They go with a fake punt and had him. Just could not connect.
Well, that'll get filed away for next year.
Pass interference. against Park Crossing, and that's going to be declined. So it'll be first down for Dothan.
I can tell you right now,
here's the Ox Strong player of the game again. How strong? Well, as strong as number 9 takes this team tonight. Javius Langford, 5'10", 175. He makes some great passes, great decisions offensively. Had that touchdown pass that got him started, and then he rolls out to that left side and drifts a pass right into the end zone. And then the big play right here, right after Dothan had scored, he comes back with a long touchdown pass that really put it away for Park Crossing, as they seem to answer every time that they had a chance to get cut into the lead by Dothan. They just came back with a big answer.
And congratulations to that young man, Javius Langford, the junior quarterback. Just a great job tonight.
The officials getting everything sorted out. It's going to be Dothan football, as they will have it deep in Park Crossing territory here.
And I think the 2020 Park Crossing Dothan game just got a lot more interesting.
It really did. Yeah, it really did. You try a deep pass and then you do a fake punt.
Yeah,
it's sets up interesting for next year. They're Sharp on a great move, gets it to the 10-yard line, 5, and he'll go into the end zone.
And I'm sure they'll onside kicker. And we haven't talked a lot about this, but Coach Grider was at Park Crossing for a long time.
He is the one that the first coach Park Crossing had, and now he's the first coach of the new Dothan High School.
This is almost like this was a designed play, and just nice blocking up front, and a little bit of redemption for that young man right there. Gets him in the end zone, and we'll have the onside kick, and if they can recover and pop another big one, who knows?
42-25 the score. They'll hand it off left side and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. There's Ramey. So 42-27 your new score. You talk about a player like Sharp that comes in and throws the big interception when they've got him deep, and we saw the frustration, and it's one of those, he gets the touchdown there, and you can tell maybe feeling a little bit better about himself. And watching film will be a lot easier because you got to get your team on the board.
Well, yeah, you got something positive out of it, and young player, and a talented guy, and who knows if there is an injury at the quarterback position, if Lane is hurt, maybe a lot more planning he's got to do right there. So he certainly looks capable.
As you said, looks the part. It's 6'5", 207.
Yep.
So 42-27. As you would expect Dothan to go with the onside kick here. They'll bring in Cole Odom. As he, the onside kick specialist, and you see him aiming for that far sideline over there.
Got to get the big hop just past the hash.
Kick, and he gets the hop, but it is fielded. And Park Crossing will take over at the 43-yard line, and they can just, I don't know if I need to say this or not, they can just run out the clock.
Yeah, but who knows? I mean, hey, let's chuck another one.
I don't know if they'll try another deep pass or if they will go ahead and just go to the victory formation here. Let's see. Half-minute remaining.
Well, conventional wisdom would tell you, but that doesn't have a whole lot to do with tonight. So
it has been wide open, to say the least. Park Crossing going to get the first win of the year as they move to 1-3. They will do the victory formation, so they'll take a knee there.
We think.
He did go down, so that will start the clock, and that should allow it to run out here.
A big win for that gentleman and his team, and congratulations to him.
Got to be happy for that guy there. They've come so close in the first 3 weeks, and this time they're able to go out here and get the 42-27 win as we have hit triple zeros. Coach Harris makes his way out as they are still directing traffic. And it's Coach Grider there as they shake hands. A victorious night for this Park Crossing team, 42-27. You see the celebration as they again acknowledge the other team, and there'll be better days for Dothan. It's just one of those where, Coach, they just really got off to a slow start. Park Crossing got off to a fast start, and this is what happens when those two happen in that way.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Park Crossing came out all guns blazing, and Dothan, frankly, looked sluggish as it started. You know, had a hard time getting started.
Yeah, we talked about that fast start. As you take a look at again this ball game, it all boiled down to Park Crossing really coming out on fire. They jump out there early and get the big win, 42-27. Next week, we've got another dandy for you. Buckhorn and Wetumpka will come your way next Thursday night on more of the HSAA Game of the Week. For Coach Rick Rhodes, I'm Tommy Wood saying so long. We'll see you next Thursday with the HSAA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.